everybody, and welcome to a new episode of the MinnMax Show, a place about games, friends, getting better. My name is Ben Hansen. Thank you for being here for the big celebration of MinnMax's 6th anniversary, but we got other stuff to cover as well. We're joined by one Haley McLean. That's right, the roar of a 6-year-old. That's what was going through the microphone. We're joined by Kelsey Lewin.
I choose you.
Woo! We're joined by Janet Garcia.
Hello. I couldn't think of which angle to go with, so I just drove
better than mine.
Yeah.
Better than mine.
I'm sorry, I should have said Mrs. Janet Garcia, the now married Janet Garcia.
Hello.
You got a ring on you?
Thank you. Yeah. It's here if you go to the YouTube version.
Look at that.
You sound like a creepy dude at a club. Yo, you got a
Slides up
ring
next to
on
you at the bar. You got a ring on you?
You got a
I can't
ring
see
on
your
you?
fingers.
We're going to be talking about Sonic Racing Crossworlds
Show me your
later.
hands. Yeah. Anyway.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, we were all in LA celebrating Janet's wonderful, beautiful wedding out there not too long ago. There's an episode of Bonus Pod all about it, if you want the behind-the-scenes story and all that fun hijinks. But Janet, did you know that Kelsey is such a competitive person that when you had your little crosswords puzzle about the couple on the table, Kelsey attacked that with a ferocity that scared me. It was like she was
I did not
taking
even
the pen.
sit all the way down. I got half of my butt on the chair and was furiously filling in the crossword.
Does anybody know Janet's favorite movie? Does anybody know Janet's favorite movie? Just shrieking.
I did know, but I always kind of forget how intense it'll be. So I was very pleased to hear that when Kelsey came up to me late, we hung out a bunch the time after. It's in Bonus Pod, Universal and Margaritaville and Disney and all of that.
Right.
But Kelsey being I felt like some of the questions weren't fair because I didn't know the answer. And I'm like, that's so valid.
I haven't talked to you enough, apparently, to learn the answer to all these, and that's honest.
No, the questions I was mad about, I wasn't actually mad,
one.
but it was
Yeah, obviously.
what bakery made the cake and stuff. I'm like, I talk to Janet all the time. I know a lot about her, but I don't know what bakery made her.
And
Yeah,
then
we're not
the other
stalkers.
layer of it being funny was there was a sub theme of Kelsey feeling guilty about not reading the wedding website closely enough.
Yeah.
And some of the answers to those questions, I'm like, Kelsey, I hate to tell you, but it's actually in the wedding website. She's just God damn. Yeah, so it was a whole bit. Lots of good bits came out of this, which is great. You can't ask for anything better than some funky little stories from people after the fact.
That's what you want. And it's tough to convey to the bride and groom of a wedding, but it's tough to be hey, we had a lot of fun without you. Hopefully you'd see that as a compliment, because you all get to be celebrities that day, but know that everything that was happening when you weren't there, not because you weren't there, but just the stuff you didn't see was also very fun. I was just killed by when we were riding in the car to the after party and Haley had the worst would you rathers I've ever heard in my life. But it got to the point
so drunk at that point.
Yeah, getting to the point of Sarah being my stomach hurts. I think I'm going to die because I'm laughing so hard. It's all right, this is peak, being at a wedding is just laughing so hard you think you're gonna puke. So you supplied that, Janet, so thank you.
Yay. Yeah, it's turned out really good. Thanks for coming.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of pivotal, important time at MinnMax here. Maybe important's too strange of a word, but thinking about it, it's okay, it's our 6th anniversary. Janet's wedding, Jacob's wedding, Leo just had his wedding.
The Triforce of weddings, yes.
Yeah, for sure. But then I'm going to be out any day now on paternity leave. In theory, it's early November, but that's going to be a huge thing that's happening. And we just had our big charity stream, the Give to the Max stream over the weekend. It was also a huge deal where the community showed the hell up. Thank you to everybody who watched and donated. We had 537 donations or separate donors, I should phrase it as. And you all ended up raising over $102,000 for the Immigrant Law Center in Minnesota.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was bananas. And it was
close to double of last year.
I know.
Nuts.
I know.
Yeah,
I
wait,
know.
What was raised last year? Wasn't it 60 or 70?
62
Yeah.
at the end of the
62.
stream. Yeah.
The Xbox went
That's
for a lot.
huge jump.
Specifically, too, right? Do you think it's that's the killer app of the charity
Expedition
stream?
33 stuff.
Well, it was a double combo. My wife's even how is that possible? And it's okay, one thing we should point out, there was a generous donor of, anonymously, by the way, of $15,000 that jumped in.
Wow.
Just dropped 15 grand anonymously. And all I can see is what city they're in. And they're in the Northwest region of the United States, which is interesting because last year we had a generous anonymous donor who dropped 10,000. So I assumed it was the same.
Was it the same region?
No, not the same region. So there's two.
Maybe they
Maybe
moved.
they moved. And they saved
Maybe they moved.
$5,000 worth of money, and they said, "I'm going to put this into my charity part of my budget."
Well, based on that money,
Maybe it was Bill Gates.
I think so. But I think with that budget, I think just have like a flying yacht. Maybe just like fly around the United States. They're nomadic. But it was amazing. But the combination of that and then the Clear Obscure stuff, which is all from an alley-oop thanks to Ben Starr and Jack Kennedy over at Kepler for making that happen. Because we had that custom Xbox that was themed after Clair Obscure that there were only 8 of in the world. That ended up going for $5,200, which was like, whoa, that's incredible. Then we had a canvas print of Verso, Ben Starr's character from the game, signed by him. That went for $4,500. And we were like, I can't believe.
That's the one that's crazy to me.
Yes. I know.
Because, like, in theory, someday you can go meet Ben Starr somewhere and get that signature, right?
Don't tell them
Don't poke at it, Kelsey. Don't poke at it.
Okay.
Yeah. But that was the one where it's like, oh my God, that was almost as much as the Xbox. And then we did a Mael.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
That's
no,
crazy.
for sure. But then that was matched by, we had a canvas print for Mael, signed by Jennifer English, the voice actor, and that went for $7,000.
It's amazing.
So all of that Clair
the
Obscure
correct
stuff.
bid
Amazing.
answer. Because Mael's the best person in that game.
Yep, exactly. She is that much better than Verso, it turns out. But then we were joined by the paintress from Clair Obscure, otherwise known as Haley. Sorry to shatter illusions, but she came in.
Wasn't there.
But she made a painting, and that was auctioned off and for $3,600 for a painting of like Shadow the Hedgehog's butt. It was amazing.
I told my mom, I showed her a picture of this. I go, guess how much this went for? She went, $60? And I said, nope. And I played that game with her as she went higher and higher. And she was like, 1,000. I was like, no. She's like, 1,200. I just said no until she got it.
Oh, God. It is so fun. Just you have no idea. Like some things are going for a lot lower in charity auctions than you think. Then other things, shout out to Kelsey Lewin, for really more than anybody, pushing for like, hey, we should have hats that say spoilers on them we wear during the 210s debate. And before we'd even worn those, we auctioned one off that everybody had signed, and that hat went for $1,800.
That's awesome.
Crazy.
That was, because I accidentally skipped it on the list of things to auction. I'm like, oh, I guess I can get back to that hat at some point. Like, it wasn't pressing in my mind. If I would have known that a hat was worth $1,800 for charity, it would have been like front and center. But I just couldn't believe it. So again, thanks to everybody who made that possible. We chose a smaller nonprofit, so it would have a big impact. And they sent me an email and a follow-up. Nice thank you note I'm going to be sharing too, because they were blown away. They're always like, just, it's a tough thing to convey because they're like, what is this? How is this possible? Is it because of live streaming? And it's like, well, kind of from live streaming, I guess, but it's not like that's the solution every time. It's just a very generous community. So thanks to everybody, including one Tri Nguyen, whose wife donated for them to be on the back half of this here episode of the MinnMax show to answer some community questions. So look forward to that,
That's so
everybody.
cute.
Yeah,
I forgot it was
sweet?
their wife that did that. That's really cute.
That's adorable.
But on this episode of the podcast, we are talking about more stuff. We're talking about Pokémon Legends ZA. We're talking about Keeper from Double Fine. Kyle Hilliard's going to be joining us later on there. We're going to be talking about Plants vs. Zombies Replanted, the game I've wanted for a very, very long time, and EA made it. Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Haley, I'm excited to talk to you about Dispatch. From former Telltale talent. And then back half of the show, we have those wonderful questions submitted. They're not all about us on our 6th anniversary, but some of them are related to our 6th anniversary here. Real quick, you all want some stats on this holiest of holy days with our 6th anniversary?
Mini business blast?
Mini
Can we try
business
to guess some of
blast.
them?
Yeah, how many hours of MinnMax content have been watched on YouTube since the origins?
I can't even guess. I don't know.
Is it 10
I don't even
million?
know the order of magnitude. Yeah, I was going to say like 1 million, but
Janet, you made it seem like trash. 6.4 million hours watched of MinnMax content.
That's so
That's
much
crazy.
hours.
Yeah.
Also,
I can't speak.
valid guess for me. I think
Not
we
bad, not bad,
It's not
not
too
bad.
bad.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
6.8 million plays for the audio version. That's not including the Patreon exclusive podcast feed.
And doesn't
overall,
include PP Bang either, right?
Yeah,
Is it separate?
correct. Yep, that's separate.
Oh, wow.
And then 18.2 million views overall for our YouTube channel at this point. 317 episodes of the MinnMax show. Averaging out, that means that I have read through and people have submitted more than 22,000 community questions.
Jeez.
That's wild. We're saving lives with our answers.
the sadness in your
when people are like, My question never gets read. That's why there's 22,000 of them.
There's a lot. But then also, I send a message to every new Patreon supporter. And so I've sent over 12,100 Patreon messages at this point to supporters throughout the years. So that's been rolling quietly in the background.
Wild.
But speaking of which, we do have a special thing going on to celebrate our anniversary. The folks from Dreamhaven have jumped in, and if you support MinnMax on Patreon, if you've enjoyed what we've done over these 6 years, you want to help support us into the future, you can support us at the $5 tier on Patreon, and we will DM you on Patreon with a Steam code for Wildgate, which is the game that released earlier this year. Leo and I in particular were really hot on it. I think it rules. It's definitely one of the hidden gems of 2025. It's from former Blizzard developers, kind of a sci-fi round-based Sea of Thieves where you're commandeering a ship and then attacking other ships in a giant capture the flag thing, but you can fly out of your ship and attack them and sneak around their base. It is a very cool multiplayer experience that has some Overwatch DNA in it as well. So we will send you a Steam code if you support us at the $5 tier, but because they're so generous, they say, hey, this game's better with friends. So actually, I'll offer you 2 Steam codes. You can also give one to a friend, so you can play with a friend as well for Wildgate. So if you jump in, support us before this coming Monday, October 27th, I will DM you 2 Steam codes for Wildgate. So check your Patreon DMs, everybody. We'll post on social media if we run out, but if you upgrade your tier at all, or if you jump in at that $5 tier, we'll send you that Wildgate code. And as an extra incentive and as a way to celebrate MinnMax's 6th anniversary here, we're bringing back a show that's been dormant for way too long, but early next week, we're going to have a new episode of Trivia Tower for everybody. So if you're a MinnMax Patreon supporter, at any tier, you can jump in and compete in game trivia to win an Astro H1EX headset or a bunch of game codes. It's going to be a fun time and some game trivia. Prove you know a thing or two about video games. If you listen to this show, you can win. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to get a couple questions correct in there. You just need to know a couple games better than anybody else, which I know you do. So you jump in and support us at any tier. And then early next week, we'll have that new episode of Trivia Tower. So look forward to that, everybody.
Do you think you'd ever do like MinnMax trivia? Like stuff to do about MinnMax specifically? That'd be fun.
Yeah, it's a little too navel-gazing, but maybe for like a bonus question in there, that might be kind of fun, Like not make like the whole round depend on it. Because we want to make it public and available for everybody that if they want to jump in, because like I know video games, even if they're new to MinnMax and they're feeling shut out from a category, getting slammed into the
I think that'd have to be like a separate Trivia Tower, right? Like a MinnMax specific one
or something.
Well, I also think the MinnMax meetup should have had that, where it was just game questions, which were still fun. But I was like, I thought it was going to be
a good idea.
Like I'm like, how can we make this about us?
Yeah.
It's kind of what I'm always going
Ben
back
is looking
to.
so uncomfortable. Right
we
now
run a
already.
Patreon. It's already too much about us. I hear you.
They showed up because they wanted to see us.
That is
so
true.
I was like, I don't know.
It was nice though. It was fun. I like doing that back at the box game.
Yeah, we'll have other big meetups, so
yeah, for sure.
there's more time for Ben to skip the idea.
That's right. You know a game I'm not skipping? One Pokémon Legends ZA. If you recall, back in 2022, we did the deepest dive on Pokémon Legends Arceus with Janet and Kelsey and Sarah, and I had a blast. Now the follow-up is here. The big new Pokémon Legends ZA. Okay, here's what I know. And I'm
scared.
I'm not casting aspersions. I know that Haley repeatedly fell asleep from the opening of this game, and that Janet said...
That was because I hadn't slept in 32 hours.
Yeah, all right, that's fair.
To be fair.
Yep, and then Janet said, I need to be on this episode to talk about it in a big way. And so I'm feeling like Janet's hot, and Haley's not so hot on this game, but I have no sense of where anybody's at. How much time have people spent with Legends ZA so far here?
About 5 hours.
Okay.
I'm in the finale at like 24 hours.
Ooh.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Overachiever?
Rank B.
Or just
Rank
achiever,
B.
depending on the standard is.
I'm very impressed.
B.
I was really hoping to be further, and I do a little bit too much wandering in Pokemon games. So I'm also, I think,
That's
about
valid.
4, maybe a little over 4 hours in right now.
Okay, I'm on the low end of that spectrum there. Haley, you're the expert here. What do you think? As a huge Pokemon fan, you're nearing the end of this game. How's it compare?
I don't like it.
Oh!
It's probably one of my least favorite Pokemon games I've ever made.
Oh,
wow.
But
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet's right there, Haley. Are you sure?
Listen, it's close to Scarlet and Violet level of annoyed that I am at it, to be honest. Where do I even start? So yeah, I love Pokemon. It's like my personality. Cover Pikachu's ears.
Pikachu Squishmallow. So don't look, Pikachu. No.
I love these little guys. On the record, I say Kelsey's gone to get something else cute in Pokemon, and she's already disappeared. Not the Pidgey.
No.
Don't tell
And Ben
Voltorb how
has
you
a
feel about it.
Voltorb.
Ew, that electrode you.
Ben has to hold his electrode?
Oh, it's an electrode? Sorry. fair play.
Voltorb.
That's such a
Who
boy
cares who this
choice.
is?
A boy choice.
No,
boo.
actually, Ben, I want to say this is a slightly. I feel like you have some niche picks that I respect.
Thank you so much.
don't
This is
eat
one
it.
of them.
Ew.
Go on, Haley.
How many times have you done that?
Anyway,
That was
having
I
made some
just
good points,
said I
so
respected you.
continuing on.
So, yeah, I love Pokemon. It's the best thing in the world. I'm continuously frustrated by the handling of the games and pretty much since they jumped to 3D, it's always kind of felt downhill for me, but it gets a pass because it's Pokemon and I put like 120 hours into these games over and over again.
Yeah.
My problem with this one is it's too repetitive in literally every aspect of its entire DNA. And I get that Pokemon is supposed to be repetitive. It's like you go do battles over and over again. You come to a new area, you work through it and do battles. But this is so repetitive and it's taken out all the strategy in the repetitive nature of Pokemon, aka the turn-based stuff, and therefore now it just feels like button mashing Pokemon Go fights to me. I was really intrigued by the fighting the first like 3-ish hours.
Right.
It's like, this feels great. It's like the anime. I'm chucking out my little dude. I tell him to go over there. It feels awesome. By hour 10, I'm like, Jesus, I just am like totally over it. It feels like Pokemon Go where you just spam like the button and you're just waiting for your Pokemon to just like get that move off, but you're waiting for the animation to line up and stuff like that.
Well, let's stop. Let's unpack the battling a little bit. I think it's an interesting change. It's more. It's real time battling for main line-ish series. Basically, the first time here, where you could like run around in Arceus, but now it's full on like cooldowns for all your moves. And it's interesting just in the beginning, like, oh, that changes so much. It's making me use a wider variety of moves because of the cooldown, right? It's like, okay, if my main attack's on cooldown, I'm using Tail Whip in the beginning more than I've ever used it in my life. I'm using Tackle more than I've ever used it. Because normally it's like, I have my good move. I'm not going to run out of PP. Let me just spam this and spam this. And so
I'm using status effect moves all the time.
Right. And so it's interesting how it changes up just the basic idea of Pokemon in a way where it's like, okay, this is like
Stealth Rock looks really cool when it actually comes out and scatters onto the playing field. I think the animations look great. Like when I use Swift, you see the star zoom across the field and hit the guy over there. Like all that stuff feels good. But the more you play it, the less fun it is. It's just like, it really gets to a point where once your Pokemon are like 3rd evolution level, they're pretty strong. They have 4 offense. You kind of just go back to offensive move. Because I was like that. I was like, wow, I'm actually using Tail Whip. That's crazy because I have nothing else to do while I wait for Tackle to come back. But like now my Charizard has 4 awesome offensive moves. I just go press this button, press this button, press this button, press this button. And I just do that in a loop and like move left and right because the Pokemon targets me sometimes, I guess. It's kind of like it loses its charm the better you technically are at it, I guess, the more like advanced your Pokemon get.
Right. How important is it to move? I'm trying to figure that out. Like, are you at a deep disadvantage if you just stand there?
No, there's like, so if you're just battling another NPC, there's no real downside to it. Like maybe you get hit by a stray piece of fire or something, but it's very rare. They do the rogue.
It's pronounced Rog.
Pokemon. Yeah, I know, Rog Ally. They do the Rog Ally fights with the Pokemon where they're essentially trying to show off like the new designs they have for the Pokemon. I hate like 70% of them, unfortunately.
Oh, Haley.
Look up the Starmie one. It is a joke.
Starmie is amazing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ugly. It's like they took the Mario menu thing where you pull his face and they just took Starmie's legs and went like this and they said, send it.
That's hilarious.
It's so
Oh, now I see him.
Va va boom.
It's so funny.
That's a little different. I don't know how I feel yet. Come back to
But
me.
yeah, come back to me. But yeah, so during those fights, the Pokemon specifically targets you and like sometimes switches back to your Pokemon and switches between. I really don't like those fights because they do this thing a lot where they spawn that like you'll be fighting it, you're moving around, you're like, okay, I kind of have to pay attention to like myself and my Pokemon. That's kind of interesting. But then they'll do all these moves where they'll just like spawn the Pokemon outside the fight circle that like they've like created for you, so you can't hit it. And so all I'm doing is just going like this, and like the movement isn't fun enough for me to like warrant waiting 45 seconds for the Pokemon to spawn back in so I can hit it again. So I'm just like going like this, and I'm like, oh, hurry up. And then I don't even use the dodge. I kind of just run back and forth. It feels like it drags everything out.
Yeah.
Everything just, you do the exact same thing over and over and over again. Like you, as soon as you establish all the characters, it's like, let's have a strategy meeting. You sit down, everyone yaps for like 2.5 minutes. They go, okay, there's 3 rogue Pokemon, go fight them. You go do that. Okay, now you need 20,000 points. Go do that. I go do that. Now you need to go find the person who is the ticket. And usually there's like one little thing. It's like, where are they? Oh, they're over here at the coffee shop. Then you find them, you fight them. And then you literally go back to square one, like, let's have a strategy meeting. And you do it for 3 rogue Pokemon. You get your tickets again. It's like that literally the entire game. And I got so tired of it that by like the 6th or 7th strategy meeting, I was like, this is just feels made up to have hours happen in the game. Like it was so boring.
That's a bummer because it's like it is a slow start. And I assume we're all playing on Switch too, but even out of the gate, I was just like, God damn it. Like having a character that's 10 feet away still go like super choppy frame animations. Like, okay. And the shadows look like dirt, just like trash. So just like tech-wise, I was bummed out. And then it's just a lot of kind of that mindless Pokemon chatter, choosing dialogue options where neither of them mean anything. You can say yes or sure, all that crap. But then on the horizon, I'm like, there is a Pokemon game in here. And when I'm running around the wild areas, battling, catching Pokemon, I'm like, yes, I can squint, and this is a dream game. Yes. And I assumed that it was just going to keep gravitating in that direction. But then to hear that the larger structure...
It doesn't really. Because the other thing I don't love about it either is it's compartmentalized all these areas. Like, this is an area where you can catch. And it's like not 100% true, because sometimes Pidgeys will be like in trees or whatever, and you technically can hit them and catch them while you're walking around. But largely, like 95% of the Pokemon you want to catch are in these little green areas. And at first I liked it. It shows,
it
shows
the same
you,
as
like,
any other Pokemon game. Like there's no Pokemon in the city. You walk outside onto the routes, and then
it's kind of like an open field where they all could be, though, right? Not just like this 20 by 20 meter square that has walls that I can't go past.
Just to jump in really briefly on it, I think what, at least for me, because I'm kind of in the middle, I guess, in a way. Like I am liking this game so far. At 5 hours in, I feel like this is a good game, but not like a great game. And I'll get more into that, like, in my thoughts on it in a second. But just to speak to what you're talking about, Haley, I think for me, at least, the reason it feels kind of that way, where I'm like more leaning on your side, is that because it's just in that one city, and it feels like the pockets of wilderness feel like they're still in the city. Kind of like, in real cities, right? There's parks in real cities. Versus in Arceus, it felt like you were leaving the town to go into these wild areas. Yeah. And the wild areas were also sectioned in a biome style, but it felt like, they're finally doing what they kind of wanted to do in Sword and Shield, but sort of failed at, right? Where they're like, wild area, and we're like, is this it? It's really small. And in Arceus, it felt like, could it be bigger? Sure, but it didn't feel like, oh wow, this is a really limited space. And it feels like, in that sense, ZA feels like a step back in terms of exploration, because it is so like zoned. I mean, it's literally zoned, so you're entering different zones. And I think even just the visualization of like, this is a zoned off area creates like a really sterile feeling that I think takes away from the regular like whimsy and adventure that I think Pokemon could sell you. Because to your point, Kelsey, yeah, you're right. Like that technically is always how it is, but I think it hits different here because it's so like zoned. It feels like I'm walking into a construction site of fun, and then I leave, and then I get to come back in later.
It gave like, stand in this line for a Pidgey, stand in this line for a Tyranitar, stand in this line. That's generally what it felt like.
Haley, you never leave the city in this game, right? Like there's not okay,
you're in that circle. There's a little bit of like underground stuff. I'm talking like 20 minutes of that, and there's a couple Pokemon down there that you can't find in the overworld, unless there's like a whole new area that opens up in the last 2 hours, because that's where I am. I don't you're in the city. And I also think like the day-night cycle also feels very lazy to me, of just like, you want to battle only at nighttime and only in this one area of the map. And I'll be doing that. And then it's like the day-night cycle, all it does is disrupt what I'm doing. There's no like gaming benefit to the day-night cycle, except for them being able to shove battling into a nook of the map only during this period of time. So I'm always heading to the freaking like anti-homelessness benches, which also don't hit. I don't love to see that. You go over to the bench, do you want to sit on this bench? I'm like, yeah, literally. I'm like, sure, I sit on the bench, and then I go and I'm doing my battles. Then the dawn goes, it's becoming dawn, and I like don't have all my tickets yet, because later on you have to get a lot of tickets in order to move to the next thing. So again, it kind of just feels like it turns battling into like the number 40,000 instead of like, I have a Caterpie and it's gonna fight that guy. It's like, I need 40,000 points. It's stripping all of the fun and just makes it numbers and sections and DMV energy. Like it's it really is stripping the whimsy for me.
And like the only value, I guess, for that is like it's an interesting contrast to Arceus of just like, hey, here's open fields in the pre-industrialized times in Pokemon, and look how different this next Legends game is. Like, yeah, it's cool that it's different, but like, if I'm choosing, I would take Arceus every time. It's like, let me roam the fields and catch Pokemon, which is all I want to be doing in a goddamn Pokemon game, not doing any of this other stuff.
Yeah, and everyone knows I hate the patents. They don't even use the stuff they patented in this game.
Oh, God.
That pisses me off so effing much.
I did find it weird that they seem like well, Haley, you're further ahead, so maybe you can speak to this. I was curious, do they kind of almost because before they just sort of had like mounts appear for things, right? Like, do they kind of backtrack on that in a sense? Because I'm still early enough where I need like Bunnel B to be in there to like hit the boulders. Like, is that still the case towards the end of the game, or do they kind of quality of life that out?
No, they don't quality. You need your Bunnel.
Wow, back to having HM slaves, huh?
You do have your HM slaves, yeah. But to be fair, it's not just like, if you have somebody who has a rock move, that'll always work. So you don't need like just Earthquake or whatever. Okay. Like, you can just have like one of those rock type. Like, I figured that out by mistake actually, because one of my guys happened to be out and I used a rock move and it destroyed a rock. I was like, oh, good to know. They took out all the mount stuff.
Tips and tricks.
Which they patented and then didn't use in their own freaking games. So what's the effing point of patenting it? And then the patent mechanic for battling that's in Arceus isn't used here. It's a different form of battling, so they also didn't use that either. So essentially, they're pissing me off business-wise, and then they're kind of pissing me off gameplay-wise. So,
Kelsey, what do you think? Are you digging it so far?
I think I am in the same camp of like, if you squint, there's something that looks like something interesting and that I would like here. And that's like, right now, that's enough for me to certainly continue playing. Like, there's little glimpses of things that I really like. I like that, you can leave the wild areas and you're like, ooh, that's a Pansear in that tree outside of the wild zone. And I can like find these little things that look like little, and it feels a little bit like a lived-in city. It probably doesn't overall, but like, those are the kinds of things that I think are neat and would be neat to continue to see in a Pokemon game. Yeah. There's so much stuff here that, especially now that we had that leak that leaked like the budget for this game. Yeah. And it was something like $13 million. Yeah. Like, that's all I can see now when I look at this game is I'm just like, if you had poured another 10 million into this might actually be like a very good game. Like, there's some good ideas here that like there's simply not the budget or like maybe even talent of the game designers to execute at this, at this budget level and everything. I like the idea of the battling and everything, but again, it's just not that interesting. Like, if you could do a little bit more with the positioning, a little bit more with see if you could like, yell at your Pokemon to dodge at a certain time and roll and like just those, like, it's not there, but there's the glimmers of the game that I think everybody is looking for in a Pokemon game. And you're like, I don't know how long I'm going to see this through. I'm obviously going to play more than 5 hours. And I'll, at least get through a decent amount of the game before I either say this is horrible and give up, or I at least just finish it. There's some good stuff to like in here. The fashion is finally good for once. That's cool.
Okay. Yeah. Love the fashion. Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
You can preview it outside. I feel like that's really smart. Like, you can like see through the window, like what the hairstyles and like the clothes and stuff are.
Yeah.
So this was like some of the most like put off I've been of Pokemon writing. I think because like unlike Arceus, at least Arceus had the like funky isekai vibe of like, whoa, where are you from? You have phones? That's crazy. And I'm like, la la la. And here they're like, welcome to our town.
Oh my God.
How are you today? And I'm like, if y'all don't let me lay down. And they're like, knock, knock. Did you sleep well? Are you ready to spend the day with me? No, I want to be alone.
Don't climb that thing you want to go climb. Come with me and walk down these 8 hallways. You're like,
the story of Pokemon has never been good. No one plays it for the story or whatever. This is the worst it's ever been. Yeah. You're like, here I am on I'm about to enjoy my vacation. And then like, my lady just has no freaking boundaries. Like, she was there to go enjoy a vacation, and now she's like, protect the city, join my team, we're gonna go do all this instead of whatever shopping or whatever you were planning on doing in Lumio City. Nope, you're part of this team now. You just met this guy yesterday. You had to cancel your previous hotel reservation. You're staying at this guy's creepy hotel now. Like, what is going on? Why are we just rolling with this?
It's interesting, Haley, because like I do fear that you probably are in a way me from the future. I don't think I'm going to turn as hard as you did, but I do. That's something I worried about as I was playing. I'm like, will this get old? Because it is like, I think the smartness of game design in general, because I think it's easy to argue, well, you're always doing the same thing in Pokemon, but you're always doing the same thing in every game. And Mario's still jumping. Guess what? Cloud's still fighting Sephiroth. It's like every game's kind of the same thing. And it's about like, can you like change up enough that it keeps like it keeps it from going stale, like it keeps the food hot, right? And I think you know, again, Pokemon games being so like simplistic inherently, they really do benefit from like different towns where it's like, oh, these Pokemon are in this thing, and there's pockets of I think like fun stuff in here in that regard, like
some of the side
finding the cemetery. Yeah, the cemetery ring thing was cool, where it's like, oh, and there's ghost Pokemon in the cemetery, which also, like, who in town cleared this? Because if I buried my loved ones and then they designated a wild zone to their grave, I'd be like, whoa. Like,
I got to be in there.
If it was for free, like free burial, totally fine. That's like
good luck visiting grandma.
Yeah, but like, I was like, what's going on? That's really cool and fun. Even like the battle system of it being like those zones where it's like, you know, pull up and get your stuff rocked by these random people, I think adds a layer of fun to the idea of like Pokemon being inherently structured as if someone sees you, they lock eyes with you, they battle. It's I think a fun modern take on that idea. And I enjoy like sneaking up, looking over my shoulder. Ooh, like did someone see me? Like I really like that aspect of it, but it does feel like it's kind of giving like Barbie movie a little bit, that when I wake up, it's like every day is the same in this game, where it is what you talked about, Haley, where it's like, and now wait for it to get dark, fight it out for the XP. I think there's also, for me, there's so much happening on screen during battles. I don't get to enjoy kind of any of it as fully as I wish I could. Like one thing I liked about Final Fantasy Remake/Rebirth's real implementation of the real-time combat system is it had the slowdown aspect, where like, hey, if you want to be you know, I think Jacob was one of the people who could like combat, fight, juggle people. If you want to do that, you can. If you want to be on my side of things and you're like slowly reading the text while Tifa slow motion kicks, you can do that. And you kind of get both. And I think there's something really cool in that. And here, I feel like I get caught in the middle. It's real time, but then there's cooldown. And then I find myself just staring at the actions. I'm not looking at the animations. I'm not seeing anything else. And then sometimes I glance over at the right because it'll say like, this was effective, this wasn't. And then meanwhile, there's also this like other mechanical system that I haven't fully understood of the like, you can kind of set it up to have like optional challenges of like sneak up on 3 people or do. And I think sometimes in certain games that can work and enhance the fun. But I think in this game, it kind of creates both visual and also mechanical clutter where it's like, now I'm like, should I pick a different one so I can make sure I can get the XP, and then it feels like every night too, I never get enough XP, like you were saying, where it's like I do have to go a second night to go in. But that being said, I think what I've been enjoying about the battling system and the construction of this game and the construction of the real time is I do feel like it's made the game feel harder. And again, Haley, maybe that wears off as you get better, but I'm like, I have to like think a little bit now. I have to like take Pokemon in and out, while before I'm like, you're going to die out there because there's no point in taking you out because it's going to waste a turn.
Right.
Now I don't really feel that way, even though I'm still like taking time, and time's your currency. But I find that to be fun. Just like the, you know, Legends Arceus, I love that I can catch Pokemon that are above the level of the rest of my team, where it's like, oh, I have a Bellsprout that like normally I wouldn't care, but like he was high level and he was an alpha. And I like that they look really big in the overworld. I think that's fun and funny. So it's like, I'm like, Bunnelby, I don't want this guy. He's trash. He's ugly and I hate him, but he has this whatever move. But then an alpha Bunnelby, I was like, oh, best friend. We're taking pictures together. We're hanging out in the city. And those are like the parts of the game that I am really enjoying, even though overall I do kind of land on that. Yeah, like, which most friends are tall when you're only like 5 feet tall.
No, maybe.
No.
What the hell?
I love how your eyes glow red when I look at you, and it's like kind of scary. But I'm like, ooh, there's something intriguing there. But yeah, those are the parts that I am like really clicking with. But I do wish that I leaned a little bit heavier on like nothing but good things to say. In the way that Arceus, I'm sure I had my critiques as well. Can't fully remember them because it's been so long. But like, I do think Legends Arceus was the better of this like Legends series they're having so far. But yeah, there's definitely some pockets that I'm enjoying and I'm clicking with. But yeah, I do wish there was just a little more, because I'm like, how many times can I climb up this roof before I'm like, what if I jumped off? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
But then you do it, your phone will save you. Like, you got to, no fall damage thanks to your phone at the last second.
You put my phone on airplane mode and walking off.
Oh my God, that's a really good joke. You should post that. My phone's on airplane mode.
You should say that on a podcast. That's a good joke.
Yeah, people need to hear this joke.
But yeah, I love my little Fitty. Very cute. So we'll see.
Yeah, the outfits go hard in this. It's great.
That's nice to hear. I'm surprised, Haley, by the Towers, because all I've heard from the internet is like, is just, oh, it's so good, it's so good, it's so good. And I've been holding off on like podcast conversations about it until we got our takes, and so it feels like a breath of fresh air to have a huge Pokemon fan. Now you know what to think,
because we told you.
Like,
it's true. Like, it's refreshing to have someone be like, yeah, this is how I'm landing with it.
Yeah, because I absolutely love Pokemon. It's my favorite thing ever. So when you play a game that has your favorite thing ever, it's hard not to be like, oh my God, there's Furfrou. I remember when I was 11 and I had a Furfrou.
That's my friend.
That's my friend. But when I play these games now at my big age, I'm a lot better at like, let's pretend these are all just question marks. Is the gameplay good? And unfortunately, when I do that with my brain,
I get scared asking those questions. I'm like, whoa.
When I do that and try to separate myself from the thing I love most in the world that's inside this,
right?
I'm just getting really bored with it.
I know, but it is. But I did name
really
my Bayleaf Bean, which is like I can't.
I did my Margarita. That's pretty
nice.
Fun.
That's such a good name.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is really tough because, I mean, it's the same thing for me. I walk around the city and I just see Pidgeys, and those Pidgeys are catchable, and that alone brings me so much serotonin. Right. But like, there is a whole game here, and it's not just look at the Pidgeys in the sky. So,
That's Pokemon Snap.
Which is also like, don't go back, but
go back hard.
That holds up.
Absolutely,
I love
Pokemon
Snap.
Maybe the old one holds up, but that new one they made was trash. The new one they made was
trash.
I
thought it was fine. I thought it was pretty good.
I wasn't as keen on that one. But on the Pidgey front, like it is fun. Not quite to the same extent as an Arceus of like running away from alpha types and scared they're gonna eat you and your family, but like even just battling in the first kind of battle tutorial area where you're going through the different trainers, and it's like, all right, you can turn back now and go to the hotel. It's like, oh, but there's one more trainer back there, and going back further in the alley, and they just have like a Pidgeotto that just rocks your world, and it's so fun to be like I'm just going to sprint away from this Pidgeotto at this point, praying for my life. This is a new emotion. Hope. Yeah,
that there was more like. I could see their hands in here saying, I want them to be scared. Right. And I like want the player to feel this way. And wouldn't it be funny if we did this so that they learn sometimes you should walk away? That just never happened. Like, that's gone. That's like the only instance where I felt that way.
Early game, that feeling is actually quite good because you can go to a bunch of wild areas and you'll be like a solid 5 or 6 levels below what the Pokemon in there are. And then you'll maybe even see one that's like 10 or 12 levels higher than you, and that stuff is always exciting. Like the Arceus kind of started playing around with that, and I think that's so cool. I love having the stuff to aspire to and the stuff that's dangerous that is accessible, unlike previous games where they're just like, you can't go here yet because there's road work or wherever where there happen to be the level 30 things. But it sucks if it just plateaus there and it's like just the first few hours where you have that feeling.
Well, now I'm at a point where all of the green areas have the little crown, meaning I've caught every Pokemon in there, and I just have zero incentive to go towards 80% of the map now. Like, why would I go over there? I'm done. Yeah. Unless I'm shiny hunting, which I don't do until I get my shiny charm anyways. So I always wait till the end. I caught a shiny Esper, and I told Sarah. She was very jealous. It was awesome.
And are you giving it to her?
No, that's fine.
Really?
I have a friend who caught me a shiny fletchling and she's giving it to me. So
don't give her ideas.
Isaiah's giving me his shiny Mareep that he got. I've been teaching him my game to take it.
Shiny Mareep's so cute.
You do get shiny Mareep.
Should I leave it like that, or should I?
No matter what.
When it evolves, what?
It's a mission, so he's pretending to have worked.
Yeah.
Also,
oh my God.
Also, Jen, he found that ring.
Is my shiny Mareep fake? I'm going to be calling.
Check the ring.
I know you're at work right now, but I need you to walk out.
The other thing is I also like to shiny hunt, and I also like to make teams and fight with my friends, there's no incentive to do either of those things in this game. So I already am cutting out like an additional 50 hours of gameplay out of this game.
Why do you say that?
Because, well, shiny hunting isn't fun in this. I do like, they have something where a shiny does not despawn. So theoretically, you could leave an area, come back, and the shiny will still be there, assuming it doesn't have like the flight thing where it gets scared and runs away. That's very generous. I really like that. But besides that, you literally just... I was watching my partner do it. I'm like, this is depressing as hell. You literally like run into the green area, leave it, and then go to the map and spawn back into the same green area. And that's how you reset the spawns. And you just do that over and over again. Whereas Arceus, it was like you fly with Braviary over the mountains. You go over here and you're looking around. You're waiting for the little like doop, and it pops up. Now it just feels like you peek your head down a hallway and there's no shiny and you back up and then you go. Like that's truly what it is. I hated that. So I was like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. I usually have a full shiny team. And then fighting with friends, like we were talking about it, me and my friends who we always do a Pokemon party and they come over and we all fight. We're like, let's not do it this time. And I feel like that's really damning because we've always done that with every Pokemon. And it's like, well, all we're going to do is just throw at our Pokemon who have 4 strong moves. Maybe someone will try to be spunky with like Stealth Rock. Like I know Gyarados has a cool move where he bounces and he disappears for a sec. So usually the first move misses and then you can like there's a little bit of strategy there. I'm not going to lie. Other than that, that's kind of it. So we're just going to be like smacking each other with Flame Fist or whatever. And then just whoever's fastest at spamming the button wins.
I mean, maybe
that's not fun.
Yeah, you should try it though. Give it a whirl.
I'm not making hors d'oeuvres for that. That sounds, I want the strategy. I want to have a team
what if you could
that's
expense the
perfect.
hors d'oeuvres? Would you do it then? Because then you can talk about it for content.
Yeah, of course. Because then I get free.
Okay, well then can we do that?
You betcha.
Ben is nodding his head yes for the audio listeners.
Ben, will you fly me out to Halifax so I can fight Haley?
I see no other choice.
That's what you should say to Customs. I'm actually flying to fight my friend.
I'm flying for a fight.
She's real.
Flying for a fight. Yeah, this isn't work. It's a fight.
The best thing this game does, though, is it puts TMs in its own menu, so you don't have to go through and see what TMs work on your Pokemon. Best thing they've done in years. So if I go to see what moves work on my Pokemon, I just press R2 and it switches over to what TMs do you have in your on your person that work on your Pokemon. Never take that out. That's perfect.
I don't like that you have to evolve by clicking into it. I feel like that takes away the
that
vibe.
takes away everything. The whole fun is like, oh, he's finally ready. He's a big boy and he's growing up. No, press A.
Yeah, click on the arrow where it has like arrow up, and it just like the animation's cool though, but it just is kind of like, oh,
yeah,
I don't like that.
Let us know in the comments what you think about Pokemon Legends ZA. If it's doing it for you, if it's complete magic, I do want to hear about it for sure.
I wish I was you. Genuinely, I applaud you. I wish I was having more fun with it.
Also, leave descriptions in the comments for how to become you so Haley can feel alive. We'd appreciate that.
Please. Please help me.
Hey, you know who I want to be? It's frickin' Santa Claus. Because then, gift giving is easy, but we're not. Which means finding the right gift for people is surprisingly hard, Haley McLean. Which is why there's a very helpful place you can go, which is Uncommon Goods. They make holiday shopping stress-free and joyful with thousands of one-of-a-kind gifts you can't find anywhere else. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high-quality, unique, often handmade or made in the U.S. Many are crafted by independent artists and small businesses, and because they're made in small batches, the best finds can sell out fast. Uncommon Goods, it is genuinely good. We talked about it last year, but I got like a backgammon board that's magnetic that's been sitting on my wall for a year now. I got like air plant holders. It is genuinely a great site. If you
I love Uncommon Goods.
Yeah, what kind of stuff?
I use it every year for Christmas shopping, and like well before we were sponsored. It's just a genuinely good site for Christmas shopping.
They let you go by interest, so you're like, my mom likes gardening. You just click gardening, and then it gives you literally like 200 things your mom will like, and you're like, oh wow, I'm done Christmas for my mom. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's just a ton of really unique stuff. So Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, from moms and dads to kids and teens, from book lovers, history buffs, diehard football fans to footies, mixologists, avid gardeners. There we go. You'll find thousands of new gift ideas you won't find anywhere else. So shop early, have fun, and cross some names off your list today to get 15% off your next gift. Go to uncommongoods.com/MinnMax. That is uncommongoods.com/MinnMax for 15% off. Don't miss out on the limited time offer. Uncommon Goods. We're all out of the ordinary, they say. Really, it is good. If you're looking for a great place to go holiday shopping, please check out that link below and keep in mind.
My brother doesn't watch this, so I can say I bought him for this Christmas a dartboard that looks like a golf course.
There you go. Perfect. That type of stuff.
Dude,
yeah.
That's fun.
Novel, interesting, good to go. Hey, do you all hear a magical clap coming in? I don't, because I hear the magic of Janet Garcia leaving us. Janet, go play more Pokemon Legends.
Whoa.
Kyle Hilliard, welcome, sir.
Hello, I'm here.
Nice to have you, Kyle. Do you remember,
Yes.
for the last 10 years of podcasting, when I've been screaming, when are they going to re-release Plants vs. Zombies 1? Why isn't that game on Switch? What's wrong with everybody? If they released that on Switch, they'd make $1 gazillion. Do you remember that annoying podcast, Reprise?
Oh, yeah. And then you made a whole documentary about PopCap, kind of, and you probably asked them about that there. Yeah.
And they said, the coding was weird. Yeah, it's the oral history of PopCap games, which is one of the most viewed videos on MinnMax's channel. If you want to check that out, also be on the bonus podcast feed. But they finally did it. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted is releasing, and you got to play it?
Yeah, no, I played through it. I finished it, wrote a review for Game Informer.
How is it going back to Plants vs. Zombies?
It was great. I loved revisiting it. It's like clean, simple, easy to understand, just like puts you on a treadmill of joy, and then it doesn't ever ask you to even leave in a way, right? Like it's a game that like it will just take you to the next level without even letting you know you're going into the next level.
Right.
In a way. But no, it was great to revisit it. I mean, it's not this like perfect game. It's not without its stumbles. It's got a couple, like I was hitting a lot of like weird little graphical glitches and things like that. It wasn't anything that like really impeded the fun, but it was just like little distractions and things like that. And it is an older game. It's from 2009.
Yeah.
I think.
Really?
But like,
what?
Sorry.
But I mean, the basic, playing through the game, playing through the campaign was great. Hearing that song at the end again.
Yeah.
Brought a big old smile to my face.
I was kind of surprised jumping into it here of just like, it is surprisingly faithful. It's kind of like the animations are exactly the same. The UI is basically the same, which feels a little stiff at times. I think
that is one of the elements that feels dated, is like selecting your sort of loadout.
Right.
It's like a little thing where it's like sometimes I would lose the cursor, and like the icons for like going into the shop were like too small. But it's like, I don't know. I guess I would have liked them to sort of fix that stuff.
It's weirdly
it doesn't need to be
faithful.
that faithful.
They only had 16 years, Kyle. They had a lot of time.
Yeah, it's just refreshing to have it. Yeah, it's like $20 just to have a version of this that's available everywhere. I don't think it's on mobile. I still think it's the old like ad supported version that's on mobile here. But just to have it on Switch and have it with like the touchscreen capabilities as well and stuff. So playing it on Switch too, it's like
Switch
all right.
2, you can use the mouse and stuff like that.
Oh,
like I think,
of course, yeah.
Like Switch 2 is the best version of the game because you have you have controller, you have touchscreen, and you have mouse as an option for playing the game.
Yeah.
Like I reviewed it fully on Xbox, which was great. I like playing it with a controller, but I think that if you like the Switch 2 version is, I think, the best version of Replanted. I think because of all the options that you have. Yeah.
And it is weird that like I feel like primary demographic for this is like, hey, did you like Plants vs. Zombies 1 back in the day? Odds are pretty high you might have a kid right now that might be of an age that has never played this game. Just to have like a clean version to give it to it, even if it is remarkably similar and faithful. It's just an HD. Like it is, I think, a really nice $20 game to buy and to kind of hand off to the next generation,
I'm very happy with it. Like it is a game. Like the reason that you've been banging that drum for so long is because like it just feels perfect on handheld Switch. Like it's just a great game for that platform, and it's nice to have it finally, and it's good. It's still good.
Did you play they added like PvP and co-op and stuff? Did you mess around with that?
I mean, just a little bit. Not. I didn't dig too deep into it. I dug into like a lot of the mini games and like the New Game Plus mode, and then they have a lot of like really difficult modes that you unlock after you beat the game.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of like seems to be where they put their attention, was like, we want this version to be, if you love this game and played it a lot and like you've mastered it, like there's like stuff you can do after it's over to like really make it challenging and like that kind of stuff is interesting.
Yeah. Right on. Well, there you go. Plants vs. Zombies Replanted. If you want to check it out, there is another game that just released. This is a new Double Fine joint.
In October of 2025, another game?
It is.
That seems unlikely.
So many.
It's we're getting crushed, but in a good way.
I'm drowning.
Double Fine released Keeper, which, if you recall, was revealed not too long ago, and it's the game where you play as a lighthouse. Imagine if like a lighthouse had like Stalker legs from StarCraft 2, Colossus legs from StarCraft 1.
Remember Monster House? When the house comes alive and walks, it's kind of like that.
It's kind of like
written
that.
by Dan Harmon, of course, Monster House.
Oh my god!
Right.
It also gives like an arachnophobia warning at the beginning, which as far as I can tell is just because it's got kind of spidery
vibes.
legs. Like I have not seen a giant spider or anything yet.
Yeah. And then you have a bird named Twig that is on top, and you can send that bird out to like help solve puzzles and stuff like that. And it's funny. Like I love when it just companies are loose. Like I love Double Fine leaning into everybody joking about like, this is Microsoft's new Banjo-Kazooie game. They're like retweeting some stuff about that. It's like, oh, it's, it's a partnership game where there's a bird on top helping you. I guess I can kind of see it.
Banjo is, the lighthouse. We often refer to him as that.
He's the lighthouse of my heart, Kyle. I feel like we're bearing the lead. I mean, visually, the entirety of this game, visually, I think it's my favorite game from 2025.
It's kind of like claymation vibes.
I mean, more kind of just surreal overall. Yeah, kind of like a tangible, painterly look to it. And as we'll talk about and hint about a little bit, like it shifts things up. And there are some moments in this game where it's like, this is the coolest thing I've ever looked at. I want to keep looking at this forever. It's really bold and strange. It builds in some interesting ways. But Kelsey, I don't know if you had the same impression that I did jumping into Keeper of just like, what are the verbs here? Because I'm walking around slowly as a lighthouse in the beginning, trying to figure out like, okay, I'm getting the ability to dash, which is to do like a light sprint to break through a barrier. Is this going to be the entire game? Is just kind of very light puzzle walking sim, but as a lighthouse?
I mean, that's my impression. I'm still very early into this.
Right.
But I mean, first of all, you're right about the visuals. I think this is also my favorite game visually this year. It's absolutely beautiful, which is good because I think that's like, I don't want to say the majority of what it has going for it, but it is kind of like the major selling point. It is otherwise, how we all really liked Cocoon a few years back?
Right, yeah.
And Cocoon is also like a really pretty game where, like, to be honest, not that much happens in it. Like, you're just kind of doing the puzzles and you walk up to the puzzles and you can pretty quickly figure out what you need to do and then you just execute it. And again, I'm early in, so they could get more complicated. But it's a really, really pretty game. It's an interesting concept. And I thought it would be a little bit more, from the very first few minutes, I was like, is this going to be like Death Stranding? Like, it's going to be a struggle to like stay upright the whole time.
Right.
And
sure.
Yeah, because you kind of start falling over in the beginning.
Baby steps.
Yeah, but no, it's not. You can walk pretty easily.
It's not that. It is, a light puzzle game, a light adventure game. Like the puzzles are like my exact level of difficulty preference, where it's just, but it still is at a certain point like, what am I doing here? I'm just doing a series of light puzzles. Okay, it's a lot of like, oh, this door is locked. You need to go solve 3 different light puzzles in different areas, and then you get one piece that helps you open the door as you get through. It's just kind of like, okay, this gameplay is fine. This gameplay is fine.
Or Planet of Lana or something like that.
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, to some degree. And the cool thing too is like there's no dialogue in here. It's all just surreal and environmental.
Lighthouses can't talk. That's pretty obvious.
That's exactly it. But not spoiling anything with Keeper. I don't want to get expectations too high. It's not secretly Brutal Legend 2 or Banjo-Kazooie 4 or whatever the hell. But it does get
3, right? To 4.
Well, nuts and bolts I was counting as 3. I don't know if
I guess that's
maybe that's sacrilegious, and the Game Boy Advance games. But it gets very, very cool and goes in some surprising places. It is that thing of like, oh, if they would have shown any of this in the trailers, it would have doubled people's interest in the game. And I love that they did not, that they held back on some really cool swings. Like literally, by the end of the game, I was hooting at the TV, being like, go Double Fine, go! Like swing bigger. This is awesome. It is really, really cool stuff that I think we'll be talking about for best moments of the year. And again, I don't want to hype it up.
Really?
But just know it's not all what it seems as you start out in this game.
Okay, so I should definitely continue. Is there like an hour count you would say where it's like if this isn't hitting by now, it's not going to? It's
if you're intrigued at all about like a new Double Fine game that visually looks awesome, simple puzzles as a lighthouse walking around, if that's doing it for you, then just stick with it. Because I beat this game in like, my play clock said 4 hours, maybe.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's like, it is a short experience. So at that point, like, just see through it to the ending, because the final third in particular is awesome. And I love that they have been so cagey and they're just trying to sell this game based on, do you want to play as a lighthouse? Come on, it's got Game Pass. Play as a lighthouse. People are like, okay, maybe I'll get around to it, but I hope more people do get around with it and stick to it, because it is cool. Like, it's to the point that, like, you could make an argument that this is Double Fine's best game. I think. I'm not there. That's gonna be my next
question. Yeah, where it ranks in like your. Because I know how much you love Double Fine as a developer, but like their games themselves is like rarely aligns with the genres you love.
You just like Survive.
That's so funny to be like, yeah, you like the developer, but the games they make have never been your favorite. No, it's like I have been definitely polluted by Tim Schafer's answer of that, where he says like, oh, Happy Action Theater and Connect Party are the best games we ever made. And once you have that in your head, it's like you can't ignore that. Like, the amount of fun that I've had with those games, it's like games that make you scream and laugh and jump up on a couch because the floor is lava. Like, I can't compare that to, I like Costume Quest because sometimes the dialogue made me smirk. It's like, there's just no comparison. It's like, of course, those are my favorite games, but I really like Psychonauts 2 a couple years ago and stuff. And this is in that upper echelon, I think, of just like really clean, simple, light puzzle, focused and cool, and takes the big swings that you want it to take by the end of it.
All right. I want to spend some time with it. I want to see this ending I've been hearing about.
Yeah. Again, I don't want to overhype it. But it is definitely cool. But it's very fun to like go through the credits. Like, if you're a fan of Double Fine Psych Odyssey and 2-Player Productions video content and stuff, it's so weird with Double Fine at this point of just watching the credits for a Double Fine game and be like, hey, way to go, Camden, way to go, Asif on the design team. Just like recognizing so many of those names now because of how transparent they've been is really.
Those are my friends from the 30-part documentary.
It does feel that way.
It's like no parasocial stuff unless I'm looking at them.
Unless it's towards Double Fine.
They're my friends.
Yeah, that's exactly it. But it is like, it feels like a relic of the type of games that Microsoft presumably wanted to get in the pipeline years ago when they bought all of these studios, including Double Fine, right? It just, where Microsoft is at now on several different fronts, it's an odd space for it. Obviously, there's a link if you want to learn more about the BDS boycott in the description if you want to check that out. But at the same time, it feels like the rest of the company, Microsoft, is just tightening down for like, let's triple down on the biggest franchises, which I kind of felt like they were doing before, but now they're really doing it. It seems like that's the messaging moving into the future. And it just feels like a cool anomaly bubbling up here. But that said, thinking about like of Microsoft and Sony thinking about this year and push for new IPs, it's like, if you just look at Microsoft and you look at South of Midnight and Avowed and Keeper, it's like, that's a pretty cool trio of new IPs that they took a stab for, compared to Sony. Kyle, what's your favorite PlayStation new IP from 2025?
PlayStation new IP from 2025? Yeah. Is there an answer?
There's one answer that is the most hidden PlayStation game of all time that they almost seem to not want to acknowledge exists, and that they published it this year.
The flashlight one.
Yep, Midnight Murder Party.
That was it, yeah. That game was so
I didn't play that one, yeah.
Technically, they co-published Lost Soul Aside, which was that kind of action RPG that did not hit, and reviews were a little bit rough for that. And they've got like Steros next year, but like on the new IP front, it's like, hey, Microsoft is doing something, even if it's kind of the lingering remnants maybe of the direction they wanted to push more into a couple of years ago. I hope this type of stuff can keep rolling, because this does feel like that perfect level of Game Pass game. Or if it's too expensive for you, like it's, I think $30. It's a cool little experience that I just liked more and more and more as I went through it, for sure. But that's Keeper, everybody. If you want to check that out, you could also listen to it through wonderful headphones, Kyle, if you're interested in that. Did you know that that's an option for you?
That I can listen to Keeper instead of playing it?
You can listen to the game with your headphones, your Turtle Beach headphones, Kyle.
Oh, okay. I see where we're going now.
Yeah, the Stealth 700 series. That's an option for everybody. You can check out the link below in the description if you want to learn more about it. But gaming with headphones, it's always better. Like playing Ghost of Yotei in my living room, every time I put on headphones, I'm like, why am I not just playing with headphones all the time? And the Turtle Beach Stealth 700 series is a great option for you. It has 80-hour battery life. It has the industry's first ever cross-play dual wireless transmitter system. That means you can seamlessly switch between your consoles and PC with just the click of a button. And it gets even better because while being connected to your console, the Stealth 700 can connect with your phone for music streaming or taking calls at the same time. Listen to your favorite songs while gaming, all done with the Stealth 700 series at Turtle Beach.
So Michael will stop being mad at me for playing games in bed without
That's exactly. Save your relationships, everybody. Wear headphones when you're gaming.
Saving your relationship is bold. We're doing just fine. He's a little mad at me that I play.
I saw the look in his eyes in LA. I don't know.
Raw fury.
He had leave me eyes. He had I'm gonna leave her eyes.
I didn't want to say it. But hey, you can head to turtlebeach.com and use that promo code MinnMax for 10% off your entire order. That's 10% off your order at turtlebeach.com with the promo code MinnMax. And after you purchase it, they'll ask you where you heard about them. You can mention that you heard about them from MinnMax, that we're the ones who sent you to get the ultimate immersive gaming experience with Turtle Beach. Head to the link below. And if you're all set on headsets, which you might be, you go there if you just need any other gaming accessories. Get 10% off for controllers, keyboards, mice, flight sticks, fight sticks, all that fun stuff. Check out Turtle Beach in the link below. Keep them around because we like having a cool company teamed up with us like Turtle Beach. Haley, you have been playing and enjoying Sonic Racing Crossworlds, a game that we have neglected for far too long and we regret our words and deeds.
Beep beep. Yeah, I have.
Beep 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 beep. Yeah, I have been playing it. Back it up. So this is the funky thing, right? So it's the new Sonic Racing game. The other racing games the Sonic Racing games specifically have been made by Sumo Digital. Then this one is made by Sonic Team again here. And it's damn good.
It's damn good. It's a good ass time. I really like it. And as I was playing it, I started thinking to myself, this is so annoying. I think I like it more than Mario Kart World. And I thought, as I was feeling that, I had the mental capacity to say, you don't feel that way. That's going to be so annoying to say out loud. But I think I do feel that way. I think I do. It's like everything about the racing in this is just a little bit more fun. Not that we automatically have to compare it to Mario Kart every time, but it is the one I think of. Like when my friends come over and want to play kart racing, we turn on Mario Kart historically for hundreds of hours at this point. And we kind of all want to play this one now. We kind of say, let's turn on Sonic Racing Crossworlds. There's something about this that's really fun that has a lot of little tweaks that we really like. Like at Royal, me and my friend group that play these games constantly is like, when you drift, like the sharper you drift, the faster the meter goes up, like even just a small thing like that. Like, you can see like when you hit an even sharper angle, it goes whoop, 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 like twice as fast as opposed to like a really slow banking angle around a corner. Adding those kind of tweaks to it just automatically makes everything more like the ceiling goes a lot higher. All the maps are absolutely insane looking. Like it gives the arcadey feel of actually physically sitting down at an arcade with your friends beside you and you're like have the actual wheel and you're driving around. Like a voice will be like last lap. And you're like, it's like has that kind of energy to it.
Yeah.
The fact that it has that Suni Miku and it'll have like the Minecraft guy.
Ichiban's in there and stuff.
Ichiban's gonna be in there. I can't wait for that. That's next month. I've just been really, really pleased by it. They have another great thing that if you're in first in the middle of the game, you get to choose the Crossworld. So like the first lap, you'll go through kind of normal. And then the middle lap it lets you choose between one world that'll be in a ring or like a random world. So every single level will be split up with like a cool in the middle thing that'll be different every time. So it makes it feel really fresh and fun. So there's also incentive to be in first in the middle of the race instead of just only at the end. So a lot of my friends will be fighting like, even though it's only halfway through, like we're all really clumped up together and the little thing is coming up to like choose which race you want to, like Crossworld you want to go to. And we're all like trying to be in first in order to be able to choose which one we want. I think that just stood out a lot as well in terms of like the level design of this feels really fast and fresh and fun. Whereas the more I play Mario Kart World, the more the like in between area, like especially if we do like where they're all strung in a row.
Yeah.
Like when Moo Moo Meadows turns into a city, there's like a minute of like the slow turn of the map from a field into a city where nothing really is that exciting to look at. there's a lot of that in Mario Kart World. They can't really have their cake and eat it too, in terms of like, we want to have maps that roll together, but sometimes it would be jarring to just go from field to city, so they have the intermediary things. Whereas this is just like, what if you just go through a portal and you're in a different area and you don't have to think about it? I'm like, oh, that's way better, because then I don't get a little bit bored looking at nothing as I drive between Dinosaur Land and like Ice World. And I have to slowly transition between the two of those.
So it's like,
everything feels fast paced and fun, and it
feels like more of a direct sequel, strangely enough, to like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Of just kind of like, get to the good racing part. Yeah, it can be arcadey and weird and defying gravity.
Yeah, it reminds me more of Mario Kart 8 than Mario Kart World does.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Which is interesting.
And it's funny to think of, like, where Nintendo's at this year too, with like Lego Party coming out and people being like, I think it's better than Mario Party has been recently. And now this being like, I think this might even be better than Mario Kart World.
Uh-oh. Their patents are cornering the market good enough, and other games are making good stuff. I just sound like a bitter person who hates Nintendo, but like, I still love Mario Kart 8. It's just hard not to compare it to the Juggernaut sorry, my dog's barking. When you play a racing game, my brain immediately goes, is this like Mario Kart? And then I start comparing it to that over and over. But yeah, unfortunately, I know it's such an annoying thing to say. I fear I do like it more than Mario Kart World after playing both for a lot. I know, but I feel annoying saying that. Like, I feel like, give me, teacher. I want attention too when I say that, but it's the truth. Yeah. I need to speak my truth. I promised Janet that I would bring up that Rouge the Bat. Don't play Rouge the Bat, because she
at least not in polite company.
Constantly.
Please lock the door.
Oh my God, it was brutal. Like, my friend Michael was playing her, and it got to the point where we had to pause and be like, we're restarting and you're choosing someone else, because it's so
And you don't want that as part of your game?
It's just every time she does a trick, she goes, ooh, ah. And then if you're in a map where there's like a bunch of jumps in the row, it's literally the whole game. And literally everyone in the room goes, don't pick her.
I'm glad the Discord won't even let you get that out of your system. Well, good. Yeah, banish Rouge the Bat. Sorry, Rog the Bat to the emptiness of
Rog Ally the Bat.
Yeah, Rog Ally the Bat.
Rog the Bat.
How's that come up twice? That's weird.
Hey, Charles Harte.
Hello.
Welcome. Not any Charles Harte. We're talking freshly bald Charles Harte, and his hair was given up, sacrificed for the sake of charity this last weekend. You're looking good, man. You're doing it great.
You pull it off, Charles.
Thank you. I'm glad.
Does it feel
I was
weird?
worried I wouldn't.
I gotta say, you almost like it was designed. The donor wanted you to get a very, very dumb haircut, and I think you looked even better with the dumb haircut than you do bald. Like, I don't know if that's a compliment or not.
The Butterman hair?
Yeah.
That was too much for me. I did feel like I felt like it was gonna. I made a joke like I look like a Fallout NPC. Like I feel like I needed to be dyed pink, and I needed to die in like 3 shotgun blasts.
Okay, well, thank you for being a champion. Generous donor also donated for me to shave my head, but it was with the asterisk that I wasn't going to do it until after the birth of my kid. So the me holding baby girl for the first time, I didn't look like too much of an a-hole. And so I'm going to shave it before the MinnMax Awards. We do that big episode of the year of all the categories and stuff, but I'm going to keep it throughout that episode. So I will look dumb for the entire episode, which is the biggest episode of the year. So that's my promise. So my time in the barrel's coming up soon, everybody. Charles, I thought of you because you wrote a feature in Game Informer about Dispatch, the game that is out now, and Haley's been playing this as well. Charles, are you a big Telltale fan from back in the day?
You mean this feature?
That one right there.
Oh, printed media.
I don't think I've ever played a Telltale game. That's a part of this that has gone unspoken so far.
I would have thought you were a Telltale guy down to the core.
Every part of it is the kind of thing I would like. I just for some reason never did it.
That's funny. Okay, then this is going to seem extra fresh because Dispatch, it's from Ad Hoc Studios. They have a long, interesting saga throughout the game industry, but a lot of folks, the 3 main leads, they were at Telltale back in the day and were the leads on Wolf Among Us, Tales from the Borderlands, Telltale's best games overall, Jurassic Park. was reportedly some of them
That's
worked
the only
on.
one I haven't played.
It's kind of before that Walking
probably
Dead
a reason
era.
for that, I think, Haley.
We streamed all the way through it at MinnMax, and it was funny. And one of those things like, this is also better than I thought it was going to be. Like it is not bad. But for this new game, it's a funky journey where it was originally like an interactive Netflix series. And then they pivoted once that funding fell out, and Netflix was like, oh, never mind. And now it is a very well animated, lightly interactive experience, very much in the vein of Telltale back in the day. So if you've been craving old Telltale stuff and you love those old Telltale games, I think Dispatch could be
you
for
wish
you.
they looked like way better.
Oh my
Like
god!
a Netflix show, essentially.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Hanson, I'm sure you remember when at the height of Telltale, was it Jeff Cork once said, "Time to rig up the puppets"?
No, yeah, he said, I love Telltale. They put on the best puppet shows. And that always stands with, because that is my takeaway as well, is playing this.
Yes.
It's
That's
like,
damning.
this looks so damn good. I know they're making an
does.
animated series, but like they could just take the interactive elements out of the game, take the UI out of the game. Like it just looks like you're playing through an animated show. It looks amazing.
Alyssa was playing like Hades 2 on her Switch while I had it up on the TV, so she wasn't looking up, and she's like, man, this is a really long cutscene. Like she did not realize I had been putting in dialogue inputs because like just the flow of conversation was so natural. And even when you select an option, it's not like there's never the option where just out of left field they're like, and I hate you, and then you punch them in the face and it's like, whoa, why'd they do that? Like it's all very consistent and in character and paced very well. So she was just like, I just thought this was 20-minute cutscene.
Oh, funny. Yeah. So it has the funky release structure where it's like releasing episode 1 and 2, which is all we can technically talk about now, but then it's running for the next 8 weeks or so that they're releasing new episodes.
4 weeks.
4
Yeah,
weeks.
it's short.
2 episodes a week.
Okay. Gotcha. So they're getting a little bit of that episode.
How long's an episode approximately?
About an hour.
Short. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was definitely shorter than I thought it was going to be for that first episode, but I don't know how you're all feeling about it. For me, just playing the first episode, which is where I'm at, like I was really, really, really impressed with the big asterisk of, very, very light interactions throughout this game. But as a very simplified Telltale experience, like I was blown away by the writing of this game so far.
The writing's 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's better than most TV shows I
Yes.
watch. Like, it's so fantastic. The fact that every single option, I would assume, has an equally funny bit attached to like its execution is so fun. Aaron Paul's great in this. Like his voice, I love him in BoJack Horseman and stuff too. He's like sneakily like my favorite voice actor that I'm realizing now as I listen to him in this. Everything's great. The premise for the story kind of reminds me of like of Wolf Among Us with like the Fables IP of like, what if the real world just had like this weird thing going on of just like there are superheroes that just exist. Some of them suck, so they have to work in an office. Like that's really funny. That's a very fun premise to start off on, and then when you add in the very good humor, the very good writing, yeah, I found it was interesting. You could just turn off the QuickTime events and just like hang out if you wanted to. That was like the first option they posed to you. I kept it in because I was like, I kind of want to stay locked in a little bit. Totally. I guess.
Yeah, it's funny on the premise idea. It connects to Keeper in some way because Kyle, do you remember Double Fine's game called Middle Manager of Justice? We were like managing superheroes.
I reviewed that game. I think actually.
Funny. Yeah, it was their mobile free to play
for
game.
it.
Well, you just don't like the format, the free to play microtransaction.
Yeah. Conceptually
stuff.
though, and I
yeah.
do like
Okay,
that.
it is very much that idea, right? You are basically the middle manager of justice, where you're working dispatch to look at a map and figure out, okay, I need to send these superheroes here to deal with this section, but then in between that, it is just these amazingly animated narrative sequences. Charles, are you hot on this thing? Where are you at overall?
I'm so hot. I'm smoking hot on this thing. I'm Charles Baldhead hot on
God
this thing.
damn.
So hot I am. I really, really like it. I think, like Haley said, the performances are so good. And I interviewed Aaron Paul 2 weeks ago about this game, which was cool. And I made kind of a he was very nice. It was overall a good interview, but it was funny how often I would ask him a question about the game and he'd be like, yeah, the writing was just like so good, man. Like it was just the writing. And I would be like, hey, what were your cast members that you performed with, or like a performance that stood out to you? He's like, the writing's just so good. Like everyone was good when you think about it. Just in a way that I was like, man, I wish you'd give me some more specific than this. But then I played the game and I was like, man, the writing is that good. I understand why he said it. And there's like the cast is all over the place. Like we've got Aaron Paul, like Jeffrey Wright, like these big Hollywood actors, and then we've got your Laura Bailey, your Travis Willingham, your very video game actors, and then we have like MinnMax's Alana Pierce.
Yeah, she prefers not to be labeled that way.
Credited in the game. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
previous guest cohort.
We're just gonna put that on her in our own.
Like Jacksepticeye, and there's every instance of them showing up. Like, I think I would probably have. I knew all the cast going into the game, and I think I would have recognized them hearing them just in this context. But there's never a point where I'm like, oh, they just wanted to shoehorn Jacksepticeye in here. It's like, oh no, the writing for that character is like pretty good and chill, and he's normal, and it's not. I don't know. It's a testament to how well it's written that you can have people that are not traditionally voice actors or don't have as much voice acting experience as like some of these like every project type people, and it sounds totally good.
Yeah, and
Charles, I feel like you know more about Critical Role than me. Do you feel them in the writing here?
So I did talk to them. I also interviewed. I did like a whole set of cast interviews with this, and they were kind of. They didn't write the game. Okay. It was kind of confusing to me what their involvement was, or I asked a clarifying question, and I don't feel like I really got it cleared up. But I think essentially they were like, we like this project so much, we're going to collaborate with you. And they're, I think, more involved in like the animated show and like a possible other like spin-off type stuff. But I'm 99% sure that the tutorial is like all Critical Role people in your little hero bar down there.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So I recognize Marisha Ray's voice pretty strongly. That was the one that like stood out to me the most. But and you can definitely hear them in here. But other than that, I think if you're a Critical Role fan, it's fun to hear their voices in here. Laura Bailey is Invisigal, who's one of the main characters. But other than that, it's not. Yeah.
I mean, I would think that I'd be fried on superhero stuff at this point. I know we're all supposed to have superhero fatigue, but like the beginning of this game, I think it does such an amazing job of getting its hooks into you. Like the opening sequence up until the credits thing, like if you're not hooked by that, like it's just for this format of game, that's like as tight as you can get for just being compelling and bold and strange and just seeping you into this world where the premise, Kyle, is Aaron Paul plays Mecha Man. Think of like an Iron Man. He's like a big mech suit, right?
He's also named Robert Robertson, and he hates it so much, which is also a great bit.
But then his mech suit gets destroyed, so he's just a dude, right? It's like, well, what is he going to do with his life? And then he gets recruited to run the dispatch here, help out with the dispatch for this superhero league organization, and drama unfolds from there. But I mean, without spoiling or tipping your hand too much for stuff later on, do you all feel like it keeps the momentum from episode 1? Does it build on this? Do you think it's going in the right direction from everything you played?
Yeah,
absolutely. Jinx.
Sweet.
And also there's like in like some of the later stuff, there's big choices, which I think is cool, and you can really feel the effects of those choices. And I know that's like very of Telltale, and I don't want to spoil what they are necessarily, but like I made choices in these episodes and immediately was like, I as soon as I finish all the episodes of this game, like as soon as I have access to all of them, I'm probably just going to do another run and pick the opposite of a bunch of these choices, because I'm just so there. It's not necessarily like good path, bad path. It's like choice A or choice B, and I'm really curious of like what the alternate paths of all these things would be.
Yeah, and it's nice that they show you like the percentages at the end of the episode for like, here's how you lined up with everybody else. Yeah, it's like, it turns out I was in the minority for not kissing that person in that first episode. It turns out almost everybody did go for the kiss in that first episode, like the type of fun stuff.
That was a trap. I said, I'm not kissing you.
All right, Haley. I assumed you were the kissing type.
I did do the kiss there because it felt right. I don't know. I felt like the scene warranted it. But that was the scene that convinced Aaron Paul to join the game. That was like the demo scene that they had put together.
But Charles, what did you think of the writing, though?
Well, he saw the scene and he's like, the writing's just so good, man.
Yeah, that's good.
But I thought that was really interesting. And I asked them, and they do go for the kiss in the demo scene. So in the original version, that was a thing that they did. So it's kind of canon, if you think about it, really.
And was he intrigued or annoyed that it's Aaron Paul, co-star of Breaking Bad, and that his scene in the bar when the other guy comes in the bar, he's like, hey, bitch, and he just keeps calling Aaron Paul bitch, which is a nice flip on Jesse Pinkman?
I should have asked him. I hadn't played that part yet.
Oh, I assume that was a Breaking Bad nod to the word being thrown out 400 times per episode.
How interesting.
There's a lot. It's also a capital A adult game, I would say. There's like multiple instances of nudity, lots of swearing, but not like obnoxiously so. But just like if you got a kid, if you have like a 10-year-old that's like, wow, an interactive superhero game, it's like probably should pick a different game.
There's a Wang in the first like 15 minutes. On screen.
Yeah.
But Ben's really excited about it.
It is exciting. Absolutely. Of like, hanging dong in like the first 10 minutes of this game. Like it is setting a tone that I appreciate.
I'm sold
hanging
now.
dong.
Yeah. It does. It lets you know like, okay, this is going to be a different type of superhero experience. Especially
the tone is cool.
I mean, not often do you see hanging dong in video games in general. So I was genuinely excited about like, okay, narratively, this means they are going to take some swings. And that dog's going to swing around too. I also love
what is happening to MinnMax.
Sorry, it's the worst. But I also love that it just like takes place in LA. It's not like Metropolis. It's not some fictional city. It's like, setting the time and place in LA, which is just, it feels fresh to me.
I was there when I started this game. I was like, oh, wow, I feel really industry plant. It was fun. What do you guys think about the dispatch gameplay? Like the send people here. It's like it's almost kind of mini strategy game, which Telltale hasn't historically ever inserted that kind of stuff into their games.
Yeah, I'm curious how it ages. It seems fine now for having some gameplay. It's like, you're doing the dispatch, and it's like an interesting system of like everybody's got their abilities, and kind of you have to match that to what's happening in the crime, and it does like this graph chart overlay and a smart, clever idea of like a ball bouncing around to see if you hit or miss, or if it's a success or a failure. So it's like, that's a cool idea. Am I going to be annoyed by this in episode 5 if I'm still doing this little mini game thing?
I have enjoyed it, and I don't know exactly what I can and can't say, so I'll be extra careful. But it gets more interesting in a few ways. Okay. Like characters grow in certain ways, and the roster of your team can shift depending on like the choices you make in a story and whatnot. So I haven't had a time where I'm like, another shift on the dispatch thing. Like I feel like there's always something new or interesting going on, which is cool. Yeah. I was surprised how much I liked that also, because I was kind of like, I was ready to just wade through that, and I think the story stuff is stronger because it's just like their strong point, but I do like that part of it a lot.
Yeah I liked it too. I was surprised by how much I liked it, because when I kind of saw that, I was like, I feel like I'm going to be playing that to get back to the story, kind of like what you're saying, Charles. But the only downside I could think about it is it's kind of clunky to have something, because I do like it in an episodic game, because then it goes away for like however many weeks, and then I pick it back up, and I'm like, I kind of forgot. Because there's a lot of little things, like if you put this girl on the left side, she gets a bonus to her like strength ability, and on the right side, she gets a bonus to her speed. And it's like, I feel like I'm going to forget that stuff in the week breaks, you know what I mean? So it's kind of clunky to have that kind of strategy element where you learn a lot all at once, and then you have to leave the game for a while. I didn't love that. That's my only complaint with it.
It is also worth noting, I guess, that like as of November 12th, no one will experience the game that way.
Right.
Like all the episodes will be out. So it's an interesting like quirk of the episodic release structure that like I'm reminding myself, I'm like, well, it is temporary. Like if you play it after November 12th, everyone's just going to play all the episodes at once, and that's totally fine. So
yeah,
I do think it's interesting they chose to do that. Like I don't mind splitting up in episodes, but releasing episodes, I
feel like in general the industry's moving away from that. Like hence why this is only 4 weeks instead of what Telltale used to do, which was like way longer.
Yeah. Do you, Haley, is this kind of like your narrative experience of the year? If Lost Records was kind of letting you down, if the last Life is Strange was kind of letting you down, is it kind of scratching the itch perfectly for you?
Oh, absolutely. It's kind of like, when you're just like, I don't know what it is, I just want the writing to be better. It's like, this just has it. This, whatever the mystery X element is, this just had it. And in the first, like, I was sitting waiting for my like, Michael and I got to the airport extremely early because we're anxious going out of LAX. So I was just sitting playing this, and I was like, I cannot stop playing this. It's amazing. And then like it got to the point where like Michael was playing something, but he took an earphone because he was just like, I just want to watch this. This is really funny. Yeah. Like it's really interesting that it started out as a Netflix show. I wonder if that's why the story stuff is so strong, and they had to be like, we really need to nail this down because it has such minimal gameplay element to it that it needs to be stronger. But it really gives polished Netflix show, gonna get really great reviews, looks amazing. All the story beats are great. The arcs are great. Every option is fun. Yeah, like it's just everything's there that I want. That now I feel like in the future when like a Life is Strange doesn't hit, I'll be like Dispatch. What the hell? Like this is my new reference point for sure of just like really solid, good footing to step on for a story-based thing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, Haley aiming to be one of your favorites of the year, or where's the love at overall here?
Yeah, I'm really excited to play more of it. I specifically stopped myself after episode 2 so that I didn't, mess up embargo stuff. Like I'm very nervous about being like, and then what he freaking did that? Oops. And then messing it up, So I'm literally after this, I'm gonna go play it. Like I've been waiting for us to record so I can keep playing the episodes that I have access to now, and I'm gonna finish it right away. The thing that I'm really curious about is that the choices feel like they matter, because that's always, I'm such a Telltale girl. I've played almost every Telltale game. I wrote guides for Telltale games for years, so I also know
fun.
The skeletons of these games. Like, does that, everyone knows like the Ben and Carly choice from Walking Dead season 1 doesn't matter actually, because 5 minutes later, those kind of things. Like back when this was a fresh novel thing of like choice-based games, I feel like the onus was a lot lower for choices to really matter. As long as you were just making them, it kind of felt fun.
Yeah.
But now that we're like 15 years into making these styles of games, it's like, do these things really matter? Like, if I peel back all the layers, is it just one line the whole way through with a few different cutscenes at the end of the day? That'd be what, not that it necessarily, like if they have the image of choice and at the end of it I feel satisfied, that's one thing. But if I was to write guides for this, would I also be impressed about all the effort that goes into the multiple different storylines in this? That's what I'm excited to figure out post game and do what you're saying, Charles. I'll probably play through this immediately again and choose the opposite of whatever I said just to see what happens. I love doing that with Telltale games.
Sweet. Well, there you go. Dispatch, everybody. If you kind of miss that older era of Telltale stuff and you want to jump back in, especially if you love like the writing in Tales from the Borderlands and Wolf Among Us, like especially Wolf Among Us, I feel like
I can't wait for them to do Wolf Among Us 2 now. That's this team doing it.
Is it?
It's so exciting.
Haley's correct, but I don't know if I think Telltale's also. I think it's confusing.
There is a Telltale that's currently working on it, right?
It looks like they're Ad Hoc is developing it with Telltale.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh, together. Okay.
So Haley is correct. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're both right because Telltale too.
Yeah, but you're more right.
Wow. That's boosted it.
Let me give this to you, Kyle. Let me give this to you.
I'm not going to argue with a lawyer.
You know what I'm going to give everybody? I'm going to give
Patreon.
That's right. I'm going to give a crap. Go to patreon.com/MinnMax with 2 N's. If you support us at the $5 tier, we'll DM you 2 codes for Wildgate. And I'm also going to give it up to, of course, I Am 8-Bit. They want everybody to know about a big CD extravaganza that they have going on. They have a bunch of great CDs available in their store. We're talking the Steven Universe Volume 1 and 2 CD, Sea of Stars CD, Cuphead CD, Ultra Kill Soundtrack Volume 1, the Bee and Puppy Cat CD, Joystick Jazz Volume 1 CD, Daemon Ex Machina, Titanic Scion CD. Is a bunch of cool CDs. If you just want a CD in the mail, you can go to im8bit.com, find a cool CD for you. Ooh,
I just bought this. This came the other day. I bought this forever ago. It arrived yesterday.
That's sweet.
It's the Metaphor Fantasio I Am 8-Bit collection, audio listeners, and I haven't opened it yet. I'm so excited.
It's pretty cool. And a good reminder, you can go to their wonderful online store and everything under $100. You can use the promo code Halloween. Halloween, like holla. Check out the description for the spelling. Halloween for 10% off of everything under $100. And you should help support I Am 8-Bit because they support the MinnMax community in a big bad way by shipping out a prize each and every week to whoever has the best community questions submitted over there on Patreon. This week, whoever has the best question submitted on Patreon gets the Diablo 4 vinyl soundtrack, which looks absolutely amazing. It'll just show up in your darn mailbox thanks to I Am 8-Bit. We can't do these community questions by ourselves. We need some help, right, everybody?
That's right.
I'm sleepy. I need help.
Well, here they come. Tri Nguyen, welcome to the MinnMax Show.
Yay!
Thank you for donating. Thank your wife for donating during the Big Give to the Max charity stream to get you on. We appreciate it.
Yeah, it's so awesome. I'm so excited. And yeah, she just surprised me with it while we were watching. And yeah, this is great.
It's really cool.
Okay, this is the weird thing is when I announced like, oh, I guess someone named Tri Nguyen's going to be joining us on the podcast. Charles Harte slid into my DMs and he's like, if he's on, I want to be on too. Which,
oh, really?
Because you two have a little backstory here, yes?
Yeah, I watched the Roll for Shoes episode that you did, and I was like, oh my god, Charles Hart's so good at this. And I've always wanted to play like role playing stuff, and I just never had anybody in my life that had the time or energy to kind of actually do that. So I reached out to Charles and was like, hey, can I give you money for you to do this for me?
A great message to send to anybody.
Yeah. And yeah, it was like me and a small group of friends, and we did 2 sessions. One of them was where we were all turkeys being hunted. It was like during Thanksgiving or something.
That sounds really fun.
And yeah, it was amazing. That was like legitimately my first like TTRPG experience, and now I'm working on a D&D game. So it's like, it's because of Charles.
That's the
Why is
other
Charles
thing,
so good
Ben.
at this?
I was like, you gotta ask Tree what his job is, because he's a pretty relevant guest.
Yeah, I know you can't go into details about it, but you're working at Giant Skull with Stig, who was working on the Jedi games at Respawn, and then God of War 3 before that. And yeah, Stig has announced that it is a D&D game that you're technically making. That's wild.
Wow.
I had to dig through your history here because I was like, okay, have I talked to this guy before? I went back to like our Patreon messages, and our Patreon messages is you signing up and then saying that you're a game developer, and then me replying saying, I'm sorry, we trashed your game. And then I had to look up like, what game was it? I didn't even said it, but it turns out, yeah, it was for most of us, Star Wars Jedi Survivor didn't light us on fire. No doubt a game that is beloved, but I remember just feeling terrible that like after we were kind of meh in the first discussion about Jedi Survivor, you supported us on Patreon, which I cannot thank you enough for.
That was a game that came out and I played, and I admit I was pretty mad, but like it was a game that around the Christmas break. Look, this ends positively.
Stop! Yeah.
I went back to it during the Christmas break and I really liked it. Like I finished it and I was like, I did not give this like the sort of the what it deserved at the time, because a lot of stuff just happened to me also be coming out at the time. But like seeing it through to the end, I was really happy with it. It's a good game.
And I'm biased because Tree has literally paid me for stuff in the past, but I do that was like one of my favorite games that year, and I was arguing for it at Game of the Year time. And also I have a Lego BD1 up here, which
I did not notice that.
Once I've learned what your job was, I was like, oh no, this is so, I don't know, I felt embarrassed about it all of a sudden. I was like,
oh no, that's awesome.
But,
congrats on having an amazing resume and talent within your soul at this point, because you were also the combat designer for Insomniac's Wolverine for a year.
What?
Yeah.
That's bananas.
Yeah, that was like
run this podcast, not us.
Honestly, like to be totally honest, I feel like extremely starstruck right now. I feel it feels like it's like surreal that I'm here talking to y'all. So yeah, no, you run the podcast.
We're just schmucks in our houses. You're designing the combat for Wolverine. Like the stardom goes one way. So Jesus,
this is giving Haley DeBoob 2.0.
I know.
Yeah,
it's outrageous. Well, thank you for being here, True. We got a bunch of wonderful questions. You need to help us remember the number one best question, and then they win the Diablo 4 vinyl. Okay.
Heck yeah.
Also, I know you're NDA'd up to wazoo, but Wolverine thumbs up or thumbs down? Is my first question for you?
Claws up.
Oh,
hell yeah.
All right, claws in the game. Can confirm.
And did you like it in the reveal trailer where they just focused on him slicing that person's head open 6,000 times? Did you feel
like completely eviscerating people?
All right, so Aging Poorly writes in, they say, question for Tree, but also everyone else, I guess. What has been MinnMax's biggest miss from the last 6 years?
Why are we
Come on, he can't be negative about our work.
Yeah, this is our job, Tree. You can't attack us on this podcast. Let's talk more about how Jedi Survivor was a flat line emotionally. So what's the biggest miss? Either a game that failed to cover or ranked too low on the 210s. What have we really messed up in your mind?
Okay, so I have 2 answers. One is serious and one is not serious.
Please.
So the not serious one is Jedi Survivor. Where's that in the 2023?
Yep, that's fair.
And also, so my wife is was the lead writer of Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
What?
And then so we
What? Stop it!
What is this power couple thing?
Yeah.
we went onto the 210s list, and she was like, oh, where is it? And I was like, oh, it's probably like number 11 on the bottom 10.
God, that's so bummer. Did it not make the cut for Rift Apart?
It did not make the cut.
That seems shocking to me.
Wow.
I loved Rivet.
Yeah, she's so cute.
Yeah, come
so
on.
cute.
Well, I'm sorry we just keep blowing it for your family.
I know. I just say I have so much rage and
Is your
resentment.
dad Miyamoto or something? What's happening?
Yeah, it's like my uncle at Nintendo or whatever.
Yeah.
And is it true that you took all your rage toward the MinnMax show and their terrible opinions about games, and that's why Wolverine is so angry in Insomniac's game?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I specifically did that. I
Smart.
funneled all of my emotions. But the real answer, and it's not really a critique, because I just like all your content's like so good, and it's like legitimately the only like gaming outlet I watch. But
You're making Ben so uncomfortable right now.
good.
Ben's face was like,
bad choice, buddy. But it's the getting better part. I wish there was a little more of that, because like for example, I love the business talks on the bonus pod. I love the better quest of like Janet learning how to swim. Yeah, and it's like there's like little peeks into y'all's life of like figuring out life, and it's always like the most interesting stuff, like Charles and like improv sounds crazy. Yeah, so it's like, oh, it's just like one episode that's like 30 minutes long of just like, how do you do improv, so it's like, yeah, that's like the part that's like the little thing that I wish for, but
no, I think you're totally right. That's definitely that area of MinnMax. I feel like, okay, started out doing more, we had the whole Better Quest show and series, and then it's like, all right, let's bring it back, but make it focused missions, like Janet actually having more video coverage of her learning how to swim. Like, how do we make it more interesting than just a podcast? And so that is the idea of like, if we have something that we want to improve our lives with, can we turn it into a little travelogue, a little quick Vidoc that's just like more of that range of content that we don't have that much of, but like if it could be an 8-minute video of MinnMax's YouTube channel of us learning how to do something or improving our lives, like that feels like the sweet spot. That said, I don't know. I'm not doing it. And so I feel bad about yelling at other people like, we need to do this more, but we should probably collectively bang that drum, because I do think that is a weaker spot for us. And like something that we did this year that in my mind is what I want to do a lot more of is we like organized the community to that volunteering effort where we prepared a bunch of lunches and we made that little video that kind of summarized that. And
that's
so like
cute.
That type of thing, I feel like is a sweet spot for us too, that we can do more of. I just feel bad about yelling at Leo and Sarah to like, all right, come on, we're volunteering for the 4th time this month, everybody. It's like at a certain point they're gonna get fried on that. And so trying to find the right space for that type of thing. I do think it is definitely a weakness and a miss for us. Almost as big of a miss as, I had to look it up, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It was number 26 on our list. Which
26.
If you just would have asked me, I love Rift Apart. In my mind, I'm like, of course that made the 210s. What, you're telling me Bravely Default 2 is better than Rift Apart over my dead damn body? There's no way. But,
yeah, and like, Halo Infinite's at 16, it's like, I don't know. Like,
yeah.
That's valid.
I liked Halo Infinite. You've crossed the line by attacking Halo Infinite.
No.
Sorry. Tom Blackburn writes in to say, why does it feel still so alien to have Hollywood actors in games? Are they really asking for that much more money?
It's a recession indicator, I feel like.
But it is funny that it's still like, la-di-da, this actor's acting. Like, it shouldn't be that weird.
It kind of takes me out, because then I'm like, oh, that's blank. And I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see somebody who has a recognizable face in a game, I kind of am like, I don't love that. I kind of want them to just be people I don't know. I want a little underdog story, and I don't attach any previous roles onto the character.
I think it's like the way it's framed affects it a lot. Like when they bring them out of the Game Awards and they're like, it's him, Matthew McConaughey, and we like all applaud and we're like, you're the greatest person that's ever existed. And then the other thing about it is when you have like an A-list actor talking about video games, they always talk about gamers like it's an ethnic minority they're not really familiar
like,
with.
my niece is a gamer, not me though.
Right. I have friends that
and
are
it's
gamers.
never like I was really excited to play this role. It's always like, I think this is gonna have something that a lot of you gamers are really gonna like to enjoy. A lot of intense action and stuff that you gamers really like. And I'm not one of you, but like I respect you. I love your stuff so much.
They took a lot of pictures of my face for this one, you guys. So you know,
and the writing's just so good. Yeah, it is strange. And just to connect everything in this episode, when I went out to LA for Janet's wedding, Kyle, I guess I haven't told you this. Everybody else was gallivanting around, and they went to like a Wonderful Museum and stuff. But I got there and swung by the hotel. It's a long story. But I just went out to this little restaurant, and I walked in and sat at my table. And standing right there with a cool motorcycle helmet was Deborah Wilson. Star of Jedi Survivor.
Games? From all the video games?
From absolutely every video game. But like for me, I was like, oh.
Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
Exactly. And she literally.
And Jedi Survivor.
Star Wars.
She was.
Oh, what the hell?
Yeah. She was literally recommending to a kid at another table that they need to play Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. Because she's like, it's the best game. Like, sincerely.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I grew up a huge Mad TV fan, as you can tell from my sense of humor. And so I was so excited. Like, oh my God, Deborah Wilson from Mad TV. But she was really sweet. And she was just like fully focused on like coaching this like 14 or 15-year-old kid who said he wanted to get into acting. And she was just going above and beyond, giving him like all of her lessons packed into one. And it was very sweet, but it was also just odd because I was like, table for one, please, at this restaurant. And she was just like standing right next to my table as she was going on and on, looking at this kid at the table next to us. And the entire time I was just like politely, not on my phone, just like politely, I guess, listening and pretending to look at the menu a little bit. But in my mind, all I wanted to do was to Google like, okay, I remember her name is Deborah Wilson. I remember she was in the Star Wars games. I remember there was some other big game that she was in recently, and it was killing me. It was Death Stranding 2. But I forgot that she was in that. But I'm like, there was something else.
She was in a Call of Duty somewhat recently, too.
Yeah. And so I was rolling through like...
Forspoken, of course. We all remember her role in Forspoken.
That's it. Because I was going through like, what do I compliment her on if I talk to her here? Or do I try and get a picture? I don't know what to do. Then I was like, well, I can't compliment her on Star Wars because that's like what the kid wanted to talk to her about. So I need to come up with something else. But I couldn't remember that other game. But then she... in a very actory type way, went on and on about the power of community and the power of acting. And she was very sweet, but clearly liked to hold court on the...
I was about to say, was she putting on like a presentation at this restaurant?
It really felt like it. And she's like, I'm at this restaurant every week, and they knew her well. And she was pontificating, and I think she had a little bit of ham for lunch, but she was very sweet for how much she was leaning into the role of acting and going through all of her voices, rapid fire, and imitating her Disney characters and stuff. But then it was very sweet, and it touched me where like she said goodbye to this kid after being very sweet towards him, and she goes, "May the Force be with you." And then she was walking out, and I had not said a word to her. And then she touched me on the shoulder, and she goes, "And also with you." Because I was just like a guy like right next to her. I was like, "Oh, that's really classy."
Let's get her on the podcast.
Let's get her on the pod. Yeah.
Someone donate $2,000.
Yeah, we can make it happen
on her behalf.
Kat Pernicus writes in and says, Ben, on Bonus Pod, the companion show to the MinnMax show that you unlock at the $5 tier on Patreon, it was mentioned that you ordered a kid's meal at the wedding, you slept on the floor of Haley's hotel room, and you stole somebody's cake. Do you think you'd be letting loose this much after having a child? How dare you, Kat Pernicus? I can defend all of those things equally.
Go through them one by one.
I made a mistake by ordering the kids' meal, and Janet corrected it. That was a pull-down list error.
We all debated whether you did that on purpose, and then when she questioned it, you're like, "Damn it, I can't have the chicky fingies." Yeah, sure, change it to beef.
It's alarming that Janet on Bonus Pod, she's like, I didn't know if I should reach out to him. It'd be weird if I let him know that he made a mistake. Do you think I'd be angry about fixing that error?
Well, I think if you had meant to choose that,
right, that
would be a very judgmental thing to do. Is like, hey, buddy, you ordered the chicken tendies. Is that really what you want? I think you're an adult.
I did not sleep on the floor. I laid down on the floor of Haley's hotel room to see if I could fall asleep because I woke up at 4:45 that morning.
Why did you just lay on top of the bed?
Because... That seems weird because it was your bed.
I didn't succeed at sleeping, guys. I just tried to sleep on the floor.
That's the saddest thing, that you laid on the floor. You know I wouldn't care if you laid on the sheets of the bed.
But there was a little couch to the side too, but It
It was covered in our clothes.
It was a pile, an arm thick of just your underwear and your partner's underwear. So I couldn't move that. I couldn't touch any of that. So I was like, all right, well,
that makes sense. That tracks.
Yeah, so it's like, I guess I'll just sleep on the floor.
Just tip the couch.
Yeah.
You know?
And I didn't steal Barrett from Kinda Funny's cake. I missed out on the cake, and then I was complaining to it, and Sarah was laughing really loud. She thought it was so funny that I desperately wanted cake and couldn't get it. And then Barrett offered his, and I was very
I feel like Barrett turned around and was like, yo, Ben Hansen stole my cake. Because that's the rumor I heard.
That dirty dog. Yeah, and then...
Was it a good cake?
It was good. It was very good.
Yeah,
I'm
what
very
was the
glad that
cake?
I stole it. Was it like a red velvet thingy? I think
I had a different flavor than that.
I want some red velvet.
Yeah, it was excellent. Caffeine Dad writes in, says, after this week's bonus pod, I had to ask y'all, if both meals had the same amount of chicken and the same sides, which one would you really choose? Chicken tenders or grilled chicken breast?
Chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders.
Oh yeah, chicken tenders.
No. Really? All of you guys?
Yeah, chicken tenders rock.
I would do tenders as well.
What is the argument for chicken breast?
Well, because it's not Charles, it's not like just a plain chicken breast. If it's between chicken tenders and like an unseasoned plain chicken breast, then sure. But that's not, it had like a glaze on it and everything, and there were vegetables, and I have a sensitive tummy. I don't want chicken tenders because then I can't dance.
It's the smart person's choice, Kelsey. That's why you're the smartest person here.
I don't know. You guys are making me feel like I'm being like a pick-me or something for wanting grilled chicken.
You're a grilled chicken pick-me, Kelsey. This is the worst type of pick-me, historically.
Bit of a chicken snob. You respect birds so much. You want them presented in the best way after they've passed and we're eating them. But chicken tenders is just like...
We're not going to dunk them in a bunch of fried hot liquid. Come on.
We'll grill them on a hot grill instead. Real nice, Kelsey.
It's much
worse.
nicer. It's kind of like a sauna.
I would choose grilled chicken thighs though over tendies.
Thighs are better than breasts, and that's the only time I'll say this sentence when it's in relation to chicken.
Dang it.
No one take that out of context.
John Connor writes in, the John Connor? They say, with Pokemon
With
ZA...
a warning.
Heads up! With Pokemon ZA being downscaled to be set in one city rather than a larger open world, what other game franchise or IP do you think would or have previously benefited from a game set in a small, focused, and built-out space or city? Dragon Age tried this with 2 to very divisive results, and Final Fantasy VII Remake also pretty much did this. So what game should zoom in? I don't know if it counts as zooming in or zooming out, but there's a sweet spot that I want to see come back in the Sim series with Sim Town, which I loved growing up. Have you ever seen Sim Town, Haley?
I don't think so.
Imagine Sim City, but just like a really cute neighborhood.
This.
You did?
Oh, I loved this game. Whoa, this is like tickling my brain.
Yeah.
Seeing it.
It's like the right scale of like you get the intimacy of the individual Sims and like you can track them around the city, but at the same time, like there's the larger ecosystem of the town that you have to manage, but you're not worrying about highways and a bunch of...
Oh my God, the UI is making me feel amazing.
Yeah.
The little clown on the left and stuff.
Yep.
Oh.
They have Clown Buildings, the iconic one. But I didn't realize that they made a Super Nintendo version of this that's only in Japan that's called SimCity Junior. And that is like... You know it, Kelsey?
Well, I've seen the cartridge. I've never tried to play the Super Famicom SimCity Junior. I don't think I realized that was just Sim Town, though.
It is like a port to the Super Nintendo of Sim Town, and it looks awesome. Like, I love the UI in this, having a Super Nintendo version of Sim Town, and so maybe we can play it for Nintendo Plus or something, because we could get Sarah to translate it.
I want to play that.
Yeah, I think it's really cute looking. Coxtifer writes in, they say, serious question, no jokes. Why are you the way that you are?
I love this question.
It's really good.
Because I was born second.
Oh, you think that had a huge impact on you?
Deep cut.
Also born second.
Also born second.
High five.
What does it mean to be born second? What do you think that imbues in your character?
Probably a
Always
chip on your
chasing.
shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my older sister is an ER doctor, and my younger brother is also a doctor. So it's like, so I'm like
Deadly
the
combo.
creative middle child,
Yeah.
Yeah, so like that definitely imbues me with like that rebellious aspect and like chasing your dreams and stuff. I wanted to bring this up really quick. I'm reading a book called We Can Do Hard Things, and there's a chapter that's literally called Why Am I Like This? It's very good.
Oh,
What's the idea?
Summarize the whole book for us.
Yeah, summarize the whole thing. Things inside of you and things outside of you changed who you are. But I think like for me, it's to get slightly dark. I remember when I was like 7 years old and I went to the haunted mansion, and that's when I realized, that's when I learned about death, because I saw those portraits start stretching, and I was like, oh wait, all these people in these pictures are gonna die.
Oh,
wait,
whoa.
I'm gonna die. Oh no!
I have to go on a fun ride while I think about that.
Yeah.
oh no.
That's like the funniest I went to Haunted Mansion like earlier this year, and I remember thinking like, it's so funny that this is like the concept of scary, because it's barely the suggestion of it, but it triggered a full existential crisis.
I was terrified of that ride too.
It's so scary. But yeah, and then after that, I was like, I should probably do what I want in life, because I'm going to be like the portrait people one day.
What did that look like as a 7-year-old?
Oh my God. I was just, because like, they also still have that guy like hanging at the top, and it does like the lightning flash. So I was like, oh my God, that's a real dead person. So, oh my God. Oh my God, this is so
I
crazy.
can see that opening room being scarier than the ride, honestly. For a youngster,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could unpack this question so many different ways, but I was just thinking the other day of like the obvious. Forgive me for apologizing for being boring, but I was thinking about like the impact of The Simpsons on me overall, and I was like,
I see that. Yeah.
yeah, but I was like,
Interesting.
I think I have a really dark sense of humor, and I don't think my mom kind of does, but like no one else really in my family does, and like where does that
No
come
one has
from?
my sense of humor in my family either.
Yeah, isn't it a curse?
I'm
Haley?
the annoying one that everyone goes, Haley.
Yeah, right.
I'm like,
Haley.
Whoa! But I was like, God, is it just The Simpsons that kind of imbued me with that specific flavor of, I guess, darkness? And it's weird. It's not like that dark of a show, but it's certainly more cynical, I guess, than every other comedy I
cynical's
absorbed
probably
as
the
a
right
kid.
word.
You know, and it's like I
Yeah.
think a lot of it
Cynical's a
did
good
come from
word.
that.
Isn't this
yeah.
all stupid? Kind of, you know.
Yeah, right. I keep saying that repeatedly to my family.
I think it's because I'm tall.
Yeah.
I feel like I like when you're in kindergarten, for some reason, when I was in kindergarten, the tallest person was the line leader. I guess because you're like easiest to see. But there's a thing of like starting at age 5, I am always the best at something in every room I'm in for most of my life.
Yeah.
So it's like
Interesting.
I'm the tallest, and I've met people that are taller than me, but I've rarely had to like share a space with someone taller than me for anything longer than like a few minutes.
This is interesting because this was not being short was not going to be my answer, but I'm realizing I have like the opposite thing that I think ends up becoming the same trait, which is that I'm a short woman. No one's going to take me seriously. That means I need to work my absolute butt off so that they do. So I guess that's the chip on the shoulder thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you the oldest sibling, Kelsey?
I am.
That's got to be something.
And then the other reason I am the way I am is because if you met my dad, you would be like, oh, like no one in the world is busier than my dad. No one works more on more projects, doing more things, trying new things more often than him. And so if you think I am like that in any way, like I am but a fraction. I am but a small reflection of that.
Yeah.
I think that's the answer to this question is your dad.
In general,
everyone's dad.
No.
Right, like this was probably something your dad did,
Yeah.
for being honest.
For me, I had such crushing social anxiety. I truly just listened for like a decade and a half.
Right.
And I feel like it changed the way that now that I have the courage to speak, I think about when I was silent
Yeah.
for years.
Whoa,
and years.
that's a bar, Haley.
Yeah, that is
Thank
a bar.
you.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
Now that I have the courage to speak, I think about when I was silent. If you told me that Gandhi said that instead of post your hands to me, I'd be like, yeah, that sounds right.
My new self-help books, Finding the Courage to Speak.
Then Tri could read them and summarize them on the podcast.
Yeah, I will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it is weird to think of, of course, parents, but then even just like the influence of like grandparents and stuff filtering down where, I think about like, okay, my grandparents are very Norwegian and Swedish, right? And so it's like, I I surprised myself because, like, you know, they read me a lot of books growing up, and they would have an accent on several fronts, you know, kind of like a Minnesotan Norwegian accent. And now it's like when I read my kid books, I feel and I hear myself like, oh, I'm talking like when it's like Norwegian accent. It's like it's because of my grandparents, I think. It's just like those types of influences that I don't think I'm especially conscious of. But it's like, yeah, how much have like just, you know, Swedish and Norwegian immigrants influenced my specific viewpoint on life? And it's probably a huge component that I just don't think about that much.
Yeah.
Is there like a word that you find yourself saying Swedishly?
Swedishly?
Like when you say like horse or something?
It's gotta be like vowels, right? Just like more stretched out vowels, I guess would kind of be the take, I suppose.
Is it Minnesotan the way you say roof? You say rough. Is that Norwegian?
I don't know if that's Norwegian
That's
or Minnesotan. But a lot of the
Minnesota. I say everyone always says I say roommate weird. It's kind of like roommate.
You say
roommate.
I'm from Minnesota.
And that's like a South Carolina thing?
But I grew up in South Carolina starting at 9 years old. So like my dialect, I think, was influenced by growing up in Rhode Island. I kind of pushed against the Southern dialect once I got there. But I don't know, it all kind of swirls together. Who knows?
Yeah, but a lot of
I also moved around a lot when I was younger. And I think that's part of what informed a lot of my life too. Because, you know, most of my friends stayed in the same state for college and everything. And of course, that's, you know, usually an affordability thing too. But I was like, of course I'm going to try to find a way to leave. You can just leave at any time, all the time, you know? Like that's
I'm so the opposite. I'm like, I need to be in my nest and stay in my nest forever.
bury me in my nest.
Don't kick me out of the nest.
Put eggs in the nest.
Was that a Norwegian accent?
Yeah, it was. Did you notice? Did you notice it?
It's very Swedishly.
Yeah. For saving the show.
Put eggs in the nest Swedishly.
God, I was
one egg.
Somebody.
We're turning into like Werner Herzog here.
Kyle, I was reading the Blank Check Reddit. Blank Check. We've gone just shouting out the Blank Check podcast. Now we're just talking about the subreddit where they're talking about other podcasts. And I forget they're talking about. I think a guest was on another podcast recently, and they said that on that podcast they were talking about Steven Seagal, and they described him as fatly sneaking around corners. It's just, I don't know how it works so well.
Evocative. I picture tiptoeing, like bouncy tiptoeing.
Yeah.
You've seen the menu, right, Ben?
Yeah.
Which great movie. And someone was asking Leguizamo who he based his jerk celebrity character on. He's like, oh, I can't say. But then he was like, you know what? It was Steven Seagal.
Yeah, why not? Just say it. Chris Pelly writes in and says, just kind of want to hear a positive Mariners rant from Kelsey Lewin.
Yeah.
No World Series, but how fun has this year been with that team as a backdrop to everything you do?
Well, it's sure a heck of a lot more fun than my Mets.
Yeah.
So I was so sad about the Mariners. They really, just two really deserving teams up there in the ALCS, and one of them eventually has to lose. But I feel very positive about the future of the Mariners as long as they are willing to re-sign at least Josh Naylor. But you've got Cal Raleigh for several years still. You've got a very young pitching core that's all still super good. Like, I think the future's bright for at least a few more years. The window's not closed. I forget if I've said this on the podcast, but every year I put $5 down. This is my only sports betting I ever do. Every year I put $5 down on the Mariners to win the World Series. It's always like 500 to 1 odds. You know, like it would actually be an okay chunk of money, and it's only $5 to throw away every year. So I'm going to keep doing that, and one of these years it's going to pan out.
Now forgive me. The greatest baseball player in the world right now is
Shohei Ohtani.
Okay, and what team do they play for?
Dodgers.
Okay. And is that like the standout story from this year? Is he's really, people were writing in about that?
No, that's a standout story from like 4 years ago.
Okay.
But he just continues doing it. He just won't
had some
stop.
crazy record recently, right? Didn't he? Like,
yeah, he does that every day. Every like 3 weeks he sets a new crazy record. Every 4 games it's like, well, this has never been done before. The last time it was done was in the 1800s with some crazy guy. Like, it genuinely, he is the greatest baseball player of all time, and it's so annoying because he's on the Dodgers, and they're just such a freaking dynasty, and it's annoying. Sorry, Dodgers fans.
That's fair. Let's see.
Shohei was like the center of one of my favorite moments we had on our Japan trip, where it was at a sushi bar where nobody spoke the same language. It was like English, Chinese, and Japanese. And the one thing we bonded over was just Shohei Ohtani. And we would just be Google translating to each other about it.
Oh, that's cute.
And it was such a magical moment.
He's incredible, and he's like clearly also a nice and cool person. Like, don't you hate guys like that?
Yeah, they gotta go.
That's how I felt about like the homecoming king my sophomore year of high school. Is the way you talk about Shohei Ohtani. Yeah, he was a sophomore, but he somehow was the senior, junior, and sophomore homecoming king. He won all the awards.
Set all the records, broke all the records.
We got John Skovic writes in to say, have you ever wanted to make your own game along with other lovely members of the MinnMax community? Well, boy, do I have something for you. It's called MinnHacks. MinnHacks is a beginner-friendly month-long game jam. The 4th year of the jam is happening next month from November 1st through November 30th and takes place in the MinnMax Discord. Whether you're an expert developer, like our wonderful guest, or you've never worked on a game in your life, this is a great time to build cool stuff with the community, work alone, or fill out the Find a Team form in the community dev and coding channel in the MinnMax Discord to find team members to work with. Happy jamming. Yeah, they really mean it. Like, jump on it if you are just eager to experience a group project. Even if you don't know anything about game design, you've never made something, you don't know how to program, there's a role for you still. So jump on in there in the Discord.
Last year, someone made a 3D beginner's guide spoof, and one of the rooms was a Mewtwo stripper club for me.
That's right. That's right.
It was
really nice.
That was so fun.
That was really good.
What a good moment.
I went, what the hell is happening at the MinnHacks? I love it so much. It's my favorite thing.
Tree, how'd you get into game development?
Honestly, like game jams was like a huge part of that for me, because it's like, yeah, it takes like, sometimes they're like a day. So it's just like 24 hours straight of making something. Yeah. And you get so much experience by doing that, especially because I was in grad school for game development. So it was just like every weekend we did a game jam. And, because in the beginning, it's like the kind of paradox of like, oh, we won't hire you because you don't have experience, and we won't, you need experience, you can hire you. So it was just like, okay, we just got to do game jams every single week. So I think I did like 6 or 7 game jams all like back to back to back. And that was huge. And yeah, then that kind of strung into mobile games, which are super crazy, like content treadmill wise, but also it's like a trial by fire. So yeah, and then eventually getting to combat design, which is like dream job for me.
Yeah. Have you always just loved like stylish action games and focus on combat in games you were playing growing up and stuff?
Yeah, that, and just like I love like action movies, and like I'll watch every single fight scene that comes out in a year, because I'm just obsessed with how people structure like kinetic action and like how you shoot it and how you edit it, and like that like leans into a lot of like melee stuff, because a lot of that is animation timing and like feeling something. It's like, oh, when's this person gonna punch me? So yeah, like a lot of obsession with like action in general and like fighting games and stuff like that.
Did you have
that's something my brain takes for granted?
Yep,
like
totally.
I watch a good action scene and I'm like, cool. And then if I had to script one, it would be like, She's gonna go horribly cut.
Yeah. I'm thinking about it a lot because my brain is broken. I'm watching a 2-hour DVD extra making of for Elektra, the bad Jennifer Garner movie.
Okay.
How do you find these things that you love?
Again, somebody mentioned on the Blank Check Reddit, and they're like, it's on YouTube. I'm like, yeah, I do want to. I've never seen the movie. I don't care about the movie, but I'll watch like a 2-hour making of for a bad movie. That's exactly my cup of tea.
Your brain's fascinating.
Thank you. Hey,
derogatory.
Oh no!
Oh no!
But just like
I want to watch
about
a
to say
documentary about
something
Ben's
nice.
brain.
I always
yeah.
think about this was a question that maybe we'll get around to later, of like something somebody said on a podcast that we'll always remember. And it was when Kyle Bossman asked you about, I don't remember what game it was, but he was like, Ben, would you rather play the game or watch a documentary about
right.
its failure? And Ben, your answer was, you're asking the wrong person.
Yeah, oh my gosh, absolutely. That's the right person. But just like watching poorly done fight scenes, especially like behind the scenes footage of them filming it, it's like, yeah, what? This sucks. Like, why would you think this would be cool just to have Elektra punch that person in the doorway? But the way they're talking it up was like, this is the greatest fight scene ever. But specifically, I wanted to ask you, Tree, about the Acolyte. Did you like the lightsaber duels in the Acolyte? Did you watch that?
I did not watch the Acolyte, but I did watch some of the fight scenes. I think they were pretty good,
Yes.
but like in general, it's like, because like a lot of influence from like the kind of Chinese like wuxia kind of like stuff was like really, really cool. And that's like what my parents used to watch. They would watch like Vietnamese dubbed Chinese wuxia movies, and I was like being uploaded into my brain when I was like 3 years old. So yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah. Do you have any fight scenes or movies you recommend from the last couple of years that really stand out to you?
Oh, The Raid.
Okay,
And The
sure.
Raid 2
Okay.
are easily the best of all time. And it's like, it's so well made. And Gareth Evans, he also did a TV series called Gangs of London, which is based on the PSP game.
What?
Wait, it's not the other way around?
No, it's like the PSP game, and then like the show is
No
it's like,
way.
It's like inspired by it, but it's like it's just Gangs of London. It's like the general idea of them, but it is like the same license, or
Okay.
IP.
Weird.
But I don't
Wild.
think. But yeah, like there's an episode in there that is an hour-long action sequence, and it is incredible. It's like episode 5, I think. Yeah, like that kind of stuff is. I wish there were games like that. Like that is like the dream. Like
Yeah.
Sifu gets close.
Right.
But that's like the only one that's ever attempted something like that.
Yeah. Is there a part of the combat in Jedi Survivor you want to scream about that you feel like people didn't appreciate, or stuff that you think is like the coolest thing ever that podcasts didn't talk about it because we're so naive and stupid?
Honestly, it's like, because like I worked on the enemies on that, and I worked on, it was called the DT Sentry Droid. And a lot of like, there's a lot of enemies in there because the whole, philosophy of a lightsaber is that you can cut anything.
Yeah.
So like some of the things in there, it's like, oh, if it can't be a human because it's too like messed up. But if it's a droid, you can just like absolutely annihilate those things. So like the DT Sentry Droid was designed to have this whole like, not choose your own adventure, but it's like, oh, how you fight this thing is which arms it cuts off. You can cut off both of its arms, and it fights you with its feet, and then it fights you with its head. So like there's a lot of enemies that you can like chop off their head and then they'll keep fighting you.
Yeah.
That was probably the most fun aspect of like putting the enemies together. It's like this layered system.
Yeah. That's sweet, by the way, that, the new team forms, Stig left, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to stick with him. I'm going to go and rekindle the process. It's got to really help just to have a team that knows how to work together, right?
Yeah, and like that's like a big part of like just like pitching in general. It's like, back in like the early 2020s was just like, oh, here's all this money for any recognizable team. But now it's like people that have worked together, and like you can totally feel that. But it's like, when I hop into the Slack, it's just like all people I've worked with, and I know how to communicate with certain people. Like that's like such a big thing of like, oh, I don't want to insult anybody, but like, okay, I know you. Like I know that you know what I'm saying.
Right.
So yeah,
right.
it's like the best part.
Yeah, that's nice. Michael Nickley writes in to say, hey, MinnMax, in honor of spooky season, it's spooky season, what has been your most memorable encounter with the paranormal / unexplained? Now, Tree loved this question, but he did not have an answer for it. Is that correct?
Yeah, I ask literally everybody this question. It's like, do you believe in ghosts?
Yeah.
I love hearing people's kind of like, oh my God, I saw a face up like behind a pillar, and then like that has like affected the way I live my life.
Yeah.
I saw the walls grow, and it made me recognize.
The spookiest thing that's ever happened to me is I was listening to an episode of Bonus Pod, and Haley's partner Michael lied about an experience he had as a kid seeing a paranormal thing. No.
Ghost train.
Sorry, Michael, and your ghost train. I think he just saw Ghostbusters 2 and remembered the ghost train. I think is exactly what happened.
It's like the Red Dead Redemption 2 ghost train.
Right.
I think that's the closest it is, like, even though that makes no sense. Don't get me on the ghost train.
Okay, sorry. We don't talk.
again.
It's a good listen to bonus pod for a full ghost train story. But I was, this is a sensitive one, but I was floored recently. You know, as you grow older, you think you've kind of...
When you were laying on the floor of Haley's...
Yeah, I was
My
floored in
hotel
that
room?
hotel room.
Having a nap.
It's just weird to be an adult and be like, I think I got the full range of things I can feel. I think I got it. And then I was walloped the other day where, grew up in the middle of the woods out of my parents' place out in rural Minnesota. We have like 33 acres out there. And my dad built a cabin at the top of this hill way out in the woods on our property, right? It's always been like, oh, the cabin. This cabin has always absolutely terrified me. There's a longer story here, but basically I was out there with my dad because it was the weirdest thing where there was a wild storm a couple months ago. And so this cabin was in the woods, thick woods on top of this hill. And a storm came through and knocked over every tree that was like thicker than this. And so it was just leveled. It was just like sunshine where I've never seen sunshine. And it was breaking my brain and making me really emotional just in terms of like, you know, can't go home again. My home is forever changed. This place that's like iconic in my mind is just
weird.
Completely different. Then of course that spins out into like, everything's changing too much. My parents are going to die. It was just like spinning every cycle in my brain naturally. But this cabin has always terrified me. Like I would just be so scared sleeping up there as a kid, you know, because we like sleep up there as a family every once in a while. And like I was convinced I saw a ghost there when I was little. And then growing up, I'm like, wait, I remember seeing the ghost standing at the end of my bed, but there wouldn't be room for any ghost to stand there. So I clearly was just seeing something right when I woke up and attached that to seeing a ghost. That being said, this cabin is effed up. You could not pay me to sleep up there by myself. Like a friend of mine years and years ago, we were adults, and he's
Weird
like,
to start a story that way.
we were adults.
chicken nuggets.
It was consensual. No, but he's like, oh, there's nothing going on in that cabin. I'm like, that cabin is effed. Like the vibes of that cabin are terrifying. And he's like, absolutely not. I'm like, how much would I have to pay you to go up right now, walk through the woods, and go sleep in that cabin by yourself? He's like, I'll do it for $20. I'm like, you're on. And he went up there, and I then went to sleep. And then it was like half an hour later, he came running in, bedroom door kicked open, and he was horrified. And I'm like, okay, how much would I have to pay you now to go up there? He's like, $50,000. Like it was, because he went to this whole thing where he had 2 flashlights and he got it up there and he got in the cabin and then his flashlight started to dim. And he was trying to like light the lights in the cabin because it's all like gas. And he said the hair on his neck was standing up and he felt a presence. And he's like, I need to get out of here. And he tried turning on his second flashlight. The second flashlight also was not working. Then he then said that he turned around and he said, I am leaving to whatever spirits were in there. And he walked down the hill. And as he was walking back down the hill, both the flashlights lit back up. Now here's the extra twist is when I was up there with my dad and walking around and looking at all the trees that were down and stuff like that. He's like, oh, I kind of wish that a big uprooting was happening over here so we could see what's in there. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, oh, the Indian burial grounds. Like, what is this? And
He's
like,
messing with you.
Kelsey? He's like, oh yeah. He's like, I've always thought that that's a Native American burial site over there. I was like, what is this? And he went over there and I am 95% convinced it is literally just a mound about the size of a casket, but then there's like a trough where clearly it was like dug out. And it is as close as you can get. And then I was looking it up online because he was saying a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I don't know if that's true, I don't know if that's true. But it's like, it turns out the Dakota always face their graves facing north-south with the head in the south. And it's like, it was exactly north-south. And they always buried on top of a hill, like, and it's like a hill overlooking a lake. And it's like, I am 95% convinced that is what that is. It was, I don't think it's messing around, Kelsey. It's like that idea of just like, oh my God, that just spun me out into so many different levels then of panicking about change in my life. And it's like, you want change? there's Native Americans buried at the top of this hill. Think about how much has changed on top of that, and the fact that there's a cabin built there, and I've been sleeping in there and been tortured my entire life. It was a real free. Like I got home and I was explaining it to my wife, and I was like, I'm just gonna be in a weird mood today because I cannot explain all these things that have happened and how it's gonna die. Shattered my brain that my dad waited until I was 38 to tell me like, oh, by the way, there's Native American corpses under your entire childhood home. There we go.
Would y'all stay at the cabin now? You like hearing
great
that?
question.
Like,
I would try.
Just put on a podcast. The ghost can't get you.
Why do you think I'm obsessed with listening to podcasts? Because I'm scared of these
Lay down and
ghosts,
watch
Kelsey.
TikTok.
Have your own
I don't like the dark, but it's not a ghost thing. Like I was really trying to rack my brain every time I thought I saw a ghost, but every time I've been like really scared about something that probably wasn't there, I was like imagining a dude. Much less than like a supernatural presence.
Really?
If I saw a ghost, I'd be like, huh. If I saw a human man living, I'd be 8 billion times scareder.
Yeah,
than
us
a ghost.
women, we choose the ghost.
yes. Yeah, ghost or guy.
Who's the ghost bear?
So yeah, how much for one of you to go sleep in the cabin by yourself?
I'd go sleep in the cabin.
Oh, I would totally do it.
But then I would make up a story to just gaslight you into thinking it was even for real.
So
I
knowing
could
that you're
totally see me
sleeping,
reacting like your friend and getting freaked out and leaving, but I would totally like go for it, and you wouldn't have to pay me that much.
you would not have a
I
problem.
would definitely try.
Sleeping. Would you sleep in a graveyard?
Yeah, I don't believe in ghosts, man.
Yeah, me
like
neither.
I could totally see myself getting freaked out and having to leave, but like I don't
I'd be
really
afraid
think
a
that
man
there
would
are...
show up at the graveyard,
Yes.
not the ghosts.
My neighbor
Like,
does run
my
through the woods
only
at night.
questions are like, does the house have good locks? You know, like,
Oh yeah.
No.
Yeah.
are the windows secured? That's the stuff I'm worried about.
No. This is a rough
It's
cabin.
it to me feels like, hey, here's this old piece of chicken. It's been sitting out for 72 hours. I think it's haunted. Would you eat it? And I'm like, well, I'm not.
No,
The
it's
haunted
old
part is not what I'm worried about. There's a lot of really logical reasons I don't want to eat that chicken. I'm like, yeah, it's dark and spooky, and like I'd rather be home. I don't know.
Hey, look,
Goes
even
to
though
the chicken.
even though I don't,
shot.
I don't know what it says. I mean,
Hey, Charles.
ooh, I mean, we've talked about it. We did talk about it because like I don't believe in ghosts either, but there's no universe we could
Sounds like you believe in ghosts.
It sounds like you believe in ghosts.
I mean,
then.
I feel a deep terror of that place. Yeah, you'll go find out. Go find out, kids. Have a good time. Ricky Maru writes in. They say, happy 6 years, MinnMax. I've been thinking a lot about sequels and which I tend to prefer. I'm curious where each of you land on the following. Feel free to rapid fire or explain what makes an original or sequel stand out to you. Okay. Tree, Jedi Fallen Order or Jedi Survivor?
Jedi Survivor.
Okay,
You got all those different stances.
There we go. Kyle, Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom?
Ooh.
A Breath of the Wild.
Okay. Haley, 7 Remake or 7 Rebirth?
Remake.
Kelsey, Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost of Yote?
Not the right one for me.
Yeah, they're right at the wrong
The
direction.
answer's Yote.
Answer's Yote.
I
Answer's
have not played Yote at all, and I played very little in Tsushima.
Let's see. Kyle, Portal 1 or Portal 2?
Portal 2.
Haley, Red Dead 1 or 2?
Don't. This is the one I was hoping you wouldn't say. Both.
No.
Nope.
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 I can't do this one.
Speaking
I
of
can't-
ghosts, boo!
No, I can't do this one because 1 is the reason I like games, but 2 is a better game, and I know that.
So 2.
No, but 1 is maybe love games.
Haley, we are not moving on with this podcast until you lock it in.
I literally can't do this. I go to bed sometimes thinking which one I like more, and I haven't decided. It's been decades.
What about
So
if you?
Time.
I think it's 2, Haley, and I think you just need to admit it. I
I need. Charles, the way you said that made me have a sudden calm come over me, and I agree.
just the way you talk about Arthur Morgan talking to horses.
Come on.
I'm like,
it's
it's gotta be
just-
2.
I just 1 literally is the reason I'm talking to you guys, so that's why I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
1.
Charles, Spider-Man or Spider-Man 2?
Miles Morales.
Oh,
Ooh.
sophisticated choice.
Miles 1, 2.
Thank you. Tree, Last of Us 1 or 2?
1.
Okay. There we go, Rick and Maru. All right. What do y'all like for...
Kelsey got 1.
Well,
One that Kelsey got she hasn't
there
played.
weren't any that were like really Kelsey games, you know? Like...
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade 1 or 2.
One or
Oh,
two.
okay, yeah.
Oh, between 1 or 2, it's easy. 1.
Okay.
If you ask between 1 and 3, that's harder choice.
Interesting. Tree, what do you like for question of the week?
I'm between Why I Am the Way I Am and Paranormal Encounter.
Yeah.
Because I loved learning about the cabin.
I'm also between those two.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to spin this one way or the other. We do get the question about ghosts about every episode of the podcast. I just decided to include it this time and see if anybody wanted it.
The last time I was
never
on a
told
Ghost
that
one
story.
won.
Yeah, that's true. It just happened. But Why You Are the Way You Are, I don't think I've ever seen.
That's a great question.
Yeah, that is
That's a
great.
good question.
So
but it's Tree's decision.
I know it's Tree's.
You just
decision.
said I don't want to
sorry.
spin this one way or another, and then immediately everyone started
This
spinning.
is-
it.
This has been to a T.
Yeah, I like both questions. Tree reacted to the ghost one with eyeballs.
Yeah, that's
There was
true.
also the other one. The other one was maybe more involved with more groove. I don't know. I don't want you. I want you to be honest, Tree. Which one was more your thing?
Well, I'm going to go with the ghosts because I always
Okay.
ask that, and I want to go to this cabin now. So.
Okay, I'll give you the address. You won't come back, but I'll give you the address. And by the way, of course, my nephew, he's like, I want to dig it up. I'm like, that is so offensive. Also, look it up. Apparently, it is a felony, as it should be,
Yeah,
right?
of course
It's a felony.
Of course, I don't know about of course.
If it wasn't, I'd start petitioning for that today.
Yeah, you think so?
Princess, I don't know, of course. Go to graveyard and try to dig anything up, see what happens to you. The cops will be on your ass in 2 seconds.
Yeah, the ghost cops are arriving in their ghost train. But then I did reach out to the Minnesota Historical Society because I'm like, oh, I want like an expert to come out. Like, I want to like learn about it. You know,
love this crud, don't you? You love a little corner of history, and you say, "Who can I call?" Hello, Janet, who works at the History Foundation. What's your life story? I don't know why I chose Janet because we know a Janet. Janet just felt like she worked at the History Foundation.
and they
name.
say Janet died 7 years ago.
Janet was a little girl, and she's been dead for 50 years. So why would she work at the History Foundation?
She was very cheap labor. All right, now it's time for something that we like to call Get a Load of This. Hey, get a load of this. Fun, weird tidbit is somebody just clipped this and tweeted out from the first episode ever of Active Time Babble, the old podcast from kind of the tail end of 1UP, which is the site that is the reason I'm here, Haley, is just from loving podcasting at 1UP and the 1UP show and all that stuff.
Cool.
But they had a podcast that they're starting that was going to be focused on RPGs and kind of its successor became Axe of the Blood God and all that stuff. But in the first episode ever, they're talking about name ideas for that new podcast at 1UP about RPGs. And Jeremy Parrish is pushing for it to be called MinnMax. And he's like, yeah, but everybody at 1UP, they don't know what MinnMax
that's
is,
great.
so they don't want it. It's like, it's so weird to think that like, oh my God, if that would have been chosen, maybe I wouldn't have gone with MinnMax in end because it was already a big podcast name because of 1UP.
Did you have other like Minnesota-based ideas?
Like mini games, you know, with 2 N's, that type of crap, you know, but it's less fun.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah, there's a link below if you want to hear that podcast of 1UP talking about MinnMax, which I probably listened to back in the day, to be fair, but thankfully I forgot, I swear. Tree, you have one?
I didn't use it, so it's up for
Yeah.
Fair game.
Get a load of this. I think Steam just released a new experiment called the personal calendar. And it's super useful for me, where it basically lays out all the games you have on your wish list and also genres you're interested in. And it puts a big calendar where it's like, oh, this game comes out this day, and this game came out like last week. And yeah, it just organizes the backlog really,
Smart.
really well.
Oh,
That's
that's
cool.
neat.
Links below.
Get a load of this. You guys remember Starstruck Hands of Time, the game we liked from last year towards the end?
What did it say
apparently-
now?
What?
He was milkshake ducking
that's a good
Starstruck
bit.
Hands of Time. Yeah.
Can't.
Sorry, Kelsey, I totally.
Well, they just had their 1-year anniversary, and they sent out a little thing on Steam with a secret that no one has found in the game yet. Apparently, when you're like in the captain's chair and you've got like a guitar next to you and some other stuff, they said if you drag PNG files into a special folder in the game's files, those just start decorating the guitar and the ship. And not a single person found that in the past year. So
I love that. Fun secrets.
yeah.
That's awesome. Get a load of this. I like Planet Coaster 2 videos. I watch them as I fall asleep. And recently I found one, and it's a person that made a complete Halo theme park in Planet Coaster 2. And it is better than anything I've ever seen, to the point that they should just use this as the point of reference. I'm dropping a YouTube thing in our chat. It's insane that like, so for context, you have to hand make animatronics in this game, like to the point that you need to be like an engineer to figure it out. It's not like Minecraft Redstone where you can kind of figure it out. Like you need to like be an animator to make things. This person has handmade all the different vehicles, has this like all these crazy animatronics that do things when you pass them, that like so like in a warthog roller coaster, and when you go by certain things, like things trigger and like the animations go off and stuff like that. The entire theme park is set in a circle with like the halo ring spinning constantly. You can only use so many assets within a park before like your computer would start crashing. So they also like have done this expertly. So there's not too many assets that everything would just roll to like a 1 frame per second thing. It's 45 minutes long. It's Channel 5 Gaming is the person that looked at it, but the person who made the park is named Ludicrum Rex. And you can go look at the park as well, the share codes and description for the Channel 5 video, and like go walk around the park as well if you want. I did. It's insane.
That's cool.
It's very fun.
It's incredible.
Get a load of this. I've been going through a bunch of old Game Informers to try to find all the old games we gave 10s to, and I found an interesting edge case from issue 84. And I don't know if this is the first Game Enforcer, but I think it might be.
Interesting.
This is April of the year 2000. And we gave Virtual Laundromat 3 Rinse Cycle for the Mega Dream Blast a 10 plus.
Yeah, count
Which
it.
I think is the only case of a 10 plus that we've ever given. Picking up right where all these magazines are over 2 years old left off, Virtual Laundromat 3 continues the horrifying tale of Deborah Gibson's attempt to wash her clothes somewhere besides her mother's house. She'll have to scour her furniture for spare change, find a way to steal her roommate's fabric softener, and survive the terror of the local laundromat. While washing, she'll have to beware of both stain-causing enemies that get in her way and solve great puzzles, like how to remove grass stains. If she fails, Deborah will pay the ultimate price. She'll stink!
Yeah!
Yeah.
Could
Why would I
totally
play
be
this,
like
though?
an indie game.
Yeah.
Why would I
It would be,
play
yeah.
this stuff?
100%.
Yeah, that's real.
Hey, get a load of this. This is I guess I kind of been hanging on to this one for a while, but I was playing the new Mario Party, and I was playing as Pauline, and she has a dance where she kind of leaps back and forth between her legs at the end of a match. I was like, oh, that kind of reminds me of how Pauline dances in Donkey Kong Bonanza. And I went down a rabbit hole, and it's like, yeah, every time Pauline has appeared since Donkey Kong, she has like, not every time, but she dances by like jumping back and forth on one foot, because that's what the like
That's
the
really
old
animated.
pixelated sprite used to do. And it was just cool. I was like, I just noticed it between Mario Party and Donkey Kong, and someone online was like, oh no, this is going way back for Pauline. Like this dance has always been part of her character. And I just thought that was fun.
That is cool.
That's cool.
I wouldn't have thought of that. Get a load of this from the community. Rin Fayen posted this YouTube video. Lucas Pope uploaded a 2-hour, 37-minute video of all of his 3D modeling work on Return of the Obra Dinn, in which he talks about the game and everything around it. If you want to dive into how Obra Dinn was made, there's an option for you, everybody. Well, hey, that is it for this episode of the MinnMax Show. Tri Nguyen, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
It was an
Star
honor.
Wars good.
Yeah.
Thank you. And for my
Don't
wife,
listen to Ben. It's good. It's a great game.
And for making Roll for Shoes good.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you for hosting Roll for Shoes. That was amazing.
It was good.
That's sweet. Is there anything you want to scream at us before we wrap up? Anything you've always wanted to say positively or negatively?
You're all awesome and an inspiration, and I love the stuff that y'all make, and I love the balance between positivity and straightforward opinions, and you all do so much stuff, and I love it. It's the best.
Oh, that's sweet. Well, thank you so much. Thank your wife again for us, not only for Rift Apart, but for the generous donations.
Not only for a general Rift Apart.
And Spider-Man 2, even though it's the bottom of the ranking for Charles, unfortunately.
No, it's my number one.
Hey, no, I mean, they're all good. I like the combat.
Well, hey, that's it for this episode. We do have a bunch of other stuff here. We celebrated MinnMax's 6th anniversary for New Show Plus this week, where we had New Show Plus trivia. We were blindfolded and then playing old episodes and trying to guess where they were, and it was a really fun way to kind of have a nostalgic clip show. Let's see, bonus pod this week is very good. It's basically Pew Pew Bang. It's about 2 hours long, so like half of Pew Pew Bang, but it's Kelsey and Sarah and Janet and Haley, and it's unpacking the trip for Janet's wedding And also, it's like Janet's wedding and then Universal and Disney. You guys just dive in on visiting there and reviewing rides and all that fun stuff. So it's a super fun episode.
Yeah.
It's a huge episode. So if you like Peep You Bang and you want to unlock a bonus episode, join the $5 tier, where if you join before this coming Monday, we'll also DM you 2 Steam codes for Wildgate from Dreamhaven. So get a great game, underrated game from this year for sure. One of my favorites of this year. And you can unlock bonus pod. Otherwise, the journey through Silent Hill F continues this Thursday on Twitch. If you want to tune in live this Thursday evening, Haley and Sarah are going to keep playing. And then also on Thursday, Leo is going to be streaming Dying Light the Beast through GeForce Now. Throughout all of October, we're doing GeForce Now streams, and you can tune in live on Twitch to watch it there. It's all through the power of GeForce Now. Like Jeffem last week was streaming Ball Pit. Ran like a dream. And, he also broke down the GeForce Now Thursday updates and all the changes there, new games added every single week. They have a ton of stuff. And Jeffem told a story. I know this sounds like ads within ads, but Jeffem told the story during this stream where he's like, yeah, I kind of wanted to check out GeForce Now. I didn't really know about it. But then I found out that I had like a kind of newish TV. It actually wasn't even that new or expensive, but it turns out that I could get GeForce Now on my TV and just stream games that way. And so he was playing Starfield and just hooking up his controller through Bluetooth to his TV. And he's like, yeah, it worked great. And I was like, you know what? I've been struggling to get PC games on my TV upstairs because I have my Steam Deck plugged in, but that's like, 720 resolution and stuff. And so it's like, oh, it turns out I have a GeForce Now app on my TV. And it was the easiest thing to hook up my Xbox controller to the TV. And then I was playing Ball Pit through GeForce Now on my TV. It's like, that turns out surprisingly easy. But tune in live to Leo Vader's GeForce Now stream there to check it out. And you can always check out the highlights from the Give to the Max stream. They're on MinnMax's YouTube channel, the highlight cut, or watch the full 12-hour thing. And again, thanks to everybody for helping us raise over $102,000 for the Immigrant Law Center. It's been a super fun time, and it was a great stream. I'm glad we made it work. But that is it. Tree, thank you again.
Thank you, Tree.
Do you want to take us out with the closer?
Be good, have fun. What was the last line?
Let's go!
Let's go!
Let's go.